Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome this week's episode of Talks with TVBOO. Welcome this week's episode of the podcast. Hope you're all having a great week, and I appreciate y'all being here, man. We got such a great episode for y'all this week. Before I introduce these guests, just want to tell you about some upcoming tour dates I have. Next Thursday, March the 20th, I'll be in Fort Collins, Colorado. March the 21st, I'll be in Frisco, Colorado. March the 22nd, I'll be in Chicago, Illinois. Following it next week, March 28th, I'll be in Dallas, Texas. March the 29th, I'll be in Houston, Texas. And then April the 12th, I'll be in Wichita, Kansas. April the 26th, I'll be in Seattle, Washington. And you can get tickets to all those shows at tabbymusic.com. I've been having so much fun writing new tunes. This week, actually, I've just been having such a blast. I can't wait to play all this stuff out for y'all. And I can't wait to see y'all, man. Let's have some fun. Also, just want to tell y'all, next Friday, I have a new song dropping with my good friend Jansen called Champion Sound. We're actually doing a pre-sale save today where you can get some Jansen TVBOO collab merch. We've never done some collab merch before, but we're going to be doing it for this release. And if you sign up with the pre-sale, then you get a chance to win some free merch. So that's pretty cool. And also, I just had a song drop last week with my good friend Osden. It's our remix of Toby Keith, Should Have Been a Cowboy. You can go check that out. That one's just on SoundCloud, but I appreciate everybody who's been listening to that. It means a lot. But my guests this week are exactly why I love doing this podcast, man. Two dudes who I've been a fan of, known from afar, but I've never met in person. Our first time meeting was right when they walked into my door, shook their hands, and man, we got to sit down and get to know each other. And that's why I love doing this podcast, man. Two dudes from Canada. And I know I talk a lot of shit about Canada, but it's just because I fuck with y'all, man. I love Canada. I love the people of Canada. The people in Canada are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And just know that if I'm talking shit, it's because I fuck with you, man. But, man, we had a great conversation. I got to see them play at Red Rocks the next day. And, man, they really stole the show. They really did. And that was me being unbiased. You know, me and some friends were just like, man, these motherfuckers are so good. And I had so much fun getting to know them. I think they're my new favorite Canadians, that's for sure. And I consider them friends after our hangout, after this podcast. I hope you all enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Funk Hunters. Fellas.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers. I love it, dude.
All right. Having us on this late evening.
It is. I think this is the latest podcast we've done.
I know, all week. I was like, yeah, we'll be there. And then it just kept getting later.
Yeah, every time.
Like a couple hours ago, we landed and got to our hotel, and I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be a late podcast.
This is a pretty tame Friday night, actually.
Yeah.
I have to say,
true.
this is tame.
This is a pretty,
Things have been pretty lit.
This is pretty chill Friday night. We can go ahead and get turned up now.
Okay.
I don't feel as bad getting really drunk during this episode because A, it's super late, and B, it's a Friday night.
And we brought our tour manager so we don't have to drive.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, so we're getting smacked, dude. That's fucking awesome.
This is perfect.
Dude, I got to say, before we get super deep into it, I searched for this earlier, and Kyle, you're not going to be able to find it, but there's a picture out there, and I remember having the picture at one point. But it's you guys playing at Wakarusa 2014 during the day, and it's just me on the dance floor fucking tearing it up, dude.
I remember that.
way.
That's the first time I saw you.
Yeah?
It's all coming back to me. I know the photo you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck is that dude? That guy's a legend.
I was getting down.
What was that event? Mulberry
Mountain.
Mulberry
Yeah.
Mountain.
Okay.
I remember.
Yeah.
I know the photo. You were wearing I think you were like
Ta-da.
That was the Daisy Dukes and cowboy boots.
No. This was I just found psychedelics.
So wait, this was 24. So it's like 11 years ago. Wait, you found this photo though?
No. I remember the photo. Yeah, I remember the photo.
I remember the photo too.
Yeah, but it's from 2014.
Did we play Wakarusa just that one time?
It was we had a whole a bunch of. We brought Cole down. We had a trumpet player with us, an MC.
We had some friends in an RV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually, that's where we met. We met a whole bunch of friends that weekend, that are now like lifelong friends from that weekend. So
yeah, dude, that was my first camping festival to go to.
Yeah, like what were you doing 11 years ago at Wakarusa? Like, were you
drugs?
Yeah, but did you have your music a music
I was
project?
playing in bands. I was touring in bands.
Are
and
you
stuff.
from Arkansas?
No, my dad lives out there though.
Okay,
but
I knew there was a connection.
yeah, I love Arkansas. It's actually that part of the country, that part of Arkansas specifically, Northwest Arkansas, is one of my favorite places in the country.
This is
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Do you often have guests on that you've never met before? Is this like
Yeah, I feel pretty often.
this is cool?
Yeah, no, this is awesome,
We
man.
don't know a lot about you.
Yeah, this is actually one of my. It's always nice having friends on, but some of my favorite episodes are people where it's like, hey, we just shook hands for the first time, like fucking 10 minutes ago.
We're gonna learn a lot about each other.
Hell yeah, dude. No, one thing I learned right off the jump, dude, you guys are Canadian as fuck, son. Y'all both walked up, hey, bud.
I remember landing. I
you're
remember
not
going to Wakarusa and landing at the airport and in Arkansas, and then as a Canadian being like, "Oh yeah, they have to put signs all over the glass doors of the airport. There says like, don't bring your gun in."
Yeah.
Because it's just it would probably be an open carry state or something. I would
Yeah,
assume.
yeah.
So it just reminds you. But as a Canadian, because there's no guns anywhere, you're like, wow. It's like I actually remember that when we flew to Arkansas. Yeah,
Dude, it's really funny having to explain to my dad. My dad's like a fucking cowboy, straight up. Having to explain to my dad why he can't bring a gun to the music festival.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Dad, you'll go. Like, you're good. You're all set up on guest list. Just show up. Tell them who you are. They're probably gonna go through. Don't bring a gun. Why? Why can't I bring a gun? I'm like, because they don't want someone to, like, if someone has a gun, there could be a crazy person, somebody shoot the festivals. That's exactly why I need a gun. Yeah. And I'm like, I get your logic, Dad.
Yeah.
but just
There
fucking.
is a lot of crazy people at festivals.
I get your logic, Dad, but like, just leave it at home, dude.
Yeah.
But fuck yeah, man. So you guys, I mean, that was 11 years ago when I saw y'all for the first time.
That's crazy.
Y'all were touring in the States. How long have y'all been at it, man?
17 years.
17 years.
I only know that because we were talking about it the other day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was like 2008, I think, like the project started, and then 2010 was when we played Shambhala that year, and that kind of kicked it off. We had been like throwing events in Vancouver kind of prior to that, leading up for about a year and a half. Yeah. So we've been grinding. Like I think it really would have been 2013, 2014 that we kind of just started realizing that, like, Canada's only so big, and I still feel like we're a relatively small artist, but we've grown, but realizing that, the US was a focus for us from the get-go, I think has paid its, like, that's why we're here right now, like playing Red Rocks tomorrow and shit. It's pretty cool. And we've just, I don't know, like, I feel like since 2014, just coming down to the States has been like, we've just made so many friends, and it's kind of endless, right? Like just meeting you, like, wow, you've been on our radar for years. I've known about you. I've listened to the podcast, and so I don't know, I love it. And then having, thankfully, we've got some really great festivals in Canada, so everyone still shows up there and says what's up.
Oh,
once
dude.
a year.
Y'all have one of the best festivals in the world out there in Canada.
A bunch of them probably.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few good ones for sure.
I've played a really bad one out there. All right, let's not say they're all great, okay?
Yeah.
We've never played a single bad festival in Canada.
I like it.
Our country is also crazy where we have this like gigantic country that no one lives in at all. Like,
Dude, it's so
everyone
big.
just lives along the Canada-U.S. border across the whole country, right? And it's so fucking big. And when our agent's like, hey, I got a gig in Toronto, you're like, it's 5 to 6 hours of flying for us to go from the West Coast. And we're like, we go to L.A. in 3 hours. So early on in your career, you're like, you start to do the math and you're like, it's pretty hard to have a touring career as a Canadian and not make it in the States.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not, there's not enough people. Like, our population's 1/10 the size. So America's literally, the market's 10 times bigger.
And if you want to do a bus tour, it's like 3 days between cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I know, like, the state of California has, like, a bigger population than the country of
basically,
Canada.
yeah. Population's similar to the size of our country.
Yeah,
so,
and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think, like, 1/3 is over, like, in the Vancouver area of y'all's, like, country, of y'all's population.
Most of the people live actually in Ontario.
Yeah.
Ontario.
In Quebec, out in the east.
Toronto's in, like, the top 5 of, like, North America, but just Americans don't know that.
But
it's not on the list. Like, if you're like asking an American, like, what's the biggest cities, they'll always leave out Toronto. But Toronto's a giant city. It's like big. It's in the top 4 or 5. I don't know.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
But what Nick was saying is that like 80 or 90% live within like an hour of the U.S. border.
Yeah,
and a lot of that's based on like the climate, but also it's just mostly that. It just gets tundra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're lucky. We live on the West Coast, so I'm just like, our weather's just Seattle. Like, it's not, we don't live in the freezing cold snow like the rest of our country.
Yeah.
Snow rules though, dude. After moving out here, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Denver's sweet. I mean, yeah, you get seasons out here. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's nice to have seasons. I don't know if I could live in a place without seasons.
I know it is cool. I never
Yeah.
down in the South. We only got like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It really felt like just
Yeah.
fall.
Or
and-
LA, it's just one season.
Yeah. Did y'all ever once y'all started breaking into the States and started touring out here a bunch, was there ever like an idea of like, maybe moving out here and like being, more centralized, maybe easier to travel and
I
tour?
always thought it was going to happen. Like, it just seemed like the natural.
If you turn
just
it to
gonna
where the
keep
leg is
falling.
facing you, like twist like from the bottom where the base of the leg of the base is
If it
facing
falls,
you.
if it falls on you again, you got to move to Denver, Nick.
Okay, this is the test. This is the test.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I always thought that was going to happen. And like, being a Canadian, we always have to apply for like different visas and stuff. And we used to get these like temporary visas, and then we got bigger and had a team, and we could apply for like the proper 013. So we get these like visas that last for 3 years. So we can live here and relocate here. So it just seemed like a natural thing. And years ago, like a lot of our friends were moving to LA, and it was like, we're going to move to LA. And I'm thankful that like we've managed to have a career where it's easy for us to fly down to the States on a Friday, come home on a Sunday,
Yeah.
go down Thursday, come back Sunday, like be gone on the weekends and still we live in a really beautiful place in the world. Like, we both live on an island right now on the West Coast. So
Victoria?
yeah, I live in Victoria. Dunks lives in an even smaller island, like between Victoria and
I'm
Vancouver.
way
and-
out there.
Yeah, he's out there in the
I had
rural.
to take a ferry. I
Yeah.
had to take a ferry this morning to get.
Dunks.
Yeah,
Damn,
There's
son.
like 1,000 people on
grew
the
up,
island.
I grew up on this
time.
tiny little island, and then I moved back there just to ride out the 2-week pandemic. And so it'll be 5 years. Actually, I was just thinking about it. Like
Longest
next-
2 weeks of your life.
It's still the
week.
pandemic
Honestly,
on that island.
It's straight up, man. Yeah. Like, there's no masks and shit, but we're just like living. Like, I biked up a mountain yesterday. I was sick with a homie, and I was just thinking about it a lot, actually, just the last few days, because I've been on the road pretty much the last 6 weeks, and just like, for me, like, to answer your question, it's something I've thought about it constantly, especially like Denver, especially coming to Colorado. It was always kind of on the radar, and then we've got a bunch of friends in SF and even LA, and then nowadays I'm like, man, I fucking love this balance of like how great, like, we were just on Friendship last week, and tomorrow was Red Rocks, and now we're in Denver, doing your podcast, and then on Monday I'll be home on this like little secluded place, and it's widely accessible at the same time, and so I think that's like been a real nice thing as we get older, and like the DJ gray hairs start coming in. We're like, how do we want to keep doing this?
Mm-hmm.
So that's been like important, and same for Nick. Like, we were both in Vancouver for over a decade, and so he moved back to Victoria, to Vancouver Island. What was that? 6 years or 8 years?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's been a while.
7 or 8, probably. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh man, the decades are turning into like
Lifetimes or just
no, like the
Pandemic
quick
also
dream.
caused like some weird,
It's
like,
a weird
time
time warp.
warp.
It's
Like,
a
it
time
just
warp.
like annihilated a couple years of your brain. So
Yeah.
it's hard to remember.
Yeah. No, Dunks, I definitely vibe with that. I feel like as I get older, like, I'm like, oh, I could, like, for the longest time, it's like, I'm never going back to Mississippi. Never going back to Mississippi. Now I'm like, dude, I would fucking, sounds nice. You know what I mean? Like just like small town, like fucking easy living type shit.
I was like, there was no way I was moving. Like, I lived next to a 24-hour supermarket in Vancouver, and I was like, I can't leave this neighborhood ever. Like, that thing's
You were
half
there
a-
for 11 years.
11 years,
I
and I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I can't move like a fucking another block away from this.
Just because of the grocery store.
Yeah, because I was like 4 a.m. I was like smoking up, just getting like nice. And I was like, that's the time to do your grocery shopping. There's no one fucking in there. You put on a nice mixtape and just roll in, and you got the whole place to yourself, and you can just like look at the pickles for an hour if you need to, like whatever. And I did.
Yeah, for like 10 years of our career, when we were like the most road warriors, like doing like Europe and Australia and New Zealand every year, I lived like 2 blocks away, and you lived in that same spot for 11 years. And if you had asked me then, I would have bet money that you would still be there today. Like, I was like, Dunks is never going to leave this place.
It was
ever.
all, I just give it up to COVID every single day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama. Yeah. Dude, so as long as this career's been going on, how's the friendships evolved? Because like I've played in bands, and like, man, me and my band members used to get in fist fights or like straight up fist fights and arguments all the time. Now, being in a duo where it's two people, I could see it being a bit easier. But still, there's a whole dynamic there. It's probably you guys, this is just me assuming, this is how it usually starts. Two friends have fun making music. Oh shit, we have a kind of a career now. And we got to take it a little bit more serious. That's just what I've like seen majority of times. I've talked to duos, and then I've seen like the friendships evolve one way or another. Yeah. How has the friendship evolved over like this time?
Well, our attorneys prepared a statement for this.
Yeah, I'll just read it. Yeah.
No, I think I hear you take that one, Nick.
I mean, yeah, no, I think about how hard it would be to be in a band with a bunch of people, because I manage an act that's a duo as well. So like I get the duo dynamic is already hard enough, but being in a band it's something that you just don't think about as an artist. And then I just think about how, and not only that, but how challenging touring in a band is, but that's a whole different thing. Like the economics of being in a band today just don't even make sense. But I will say that being in a duo has all these other benefits that I never even thought about. Like you always have someone to be with on the road. And when you're starting out, you don't have a tour manager. Like you are your tour manager. You are your merch person. You're your social media person. You're your travel agent. You're your flight booker. You're your driver. You're fucking everything. And so like having two of us at the beginning was like the greatest thing ever. And I think we just started to realize that more and more, like as we got older and fell into like different roles and had different, ways that we contributed to the project. I'd say if anything, like our relationship is better today than it's ever been.
Hands down. It's gotten,
and there's always rocky moments in any relationship, but like
we went through it though. We went through it. Yeah. Like I think 10 years ago, we were like, there was multiple times we were both fucking ready to like go our own ways.
Yeah.
And I think just it's actually like incredible how good our relationship has gotten over, especially like in the last 10 years. And I think a lot of that's been through us like finding independence, realizing that we're different, realizing that we excel in different things, and like supporting each other rather than like trying to compete and trying to like outdo one another. Or just like we're completely different people, and that's why we work well together. And that's like been a huge factor.
Yeah, when we were in our like 20s, like touring like crazy, we saw each other more than anyone else in our life.
And we never slept with each other's girlfriends either, so that helped a lot.
Dude, yeah. You guys
even when we were like trying to have girlfriends, you'd be like, yeah, like I'm married to Duncan, just so you know, but I'd love to like, explore having a relationship with you, but I'm married.
Yeah,
like I have someone that I'm going to see every day, all the time. Like you travel the world together. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely didn't play in a band, dude. We all fucked each other's girlfriends, man.
I got a band too. I also have a band.
Oh yeah? What type of music, man?
Well, it's
how many people? There's like 5.
Yeah, there's like 6 now. We we're picking up them like every week. We're trying to get one. We like go on Tinder and just like grab a new member.
No shit, dude. Picking up band members on Tinder. That's pretty smart actually.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, you trying to jam? Dude comes over, his dick's hard.
Yeah. That's
how long did you play in bands?
The oboe.
I started touring in a band when I was like 16. From like 16 till.
And what were you playing?
Drums.
Drums. Okay. Yeah. And so like when you came to Wakarusa and you saw us, you were touring in a band at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And what kind of music was it?
Metal.
Metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what?
It all makes sense.
When did you make the like? Did you start producing music, or what was the transition?
Yeah, man. So I, dude, when I went to Wakarusa, I really just found electronic music. Like that was my first.
We got to find this photo, man.
Dude, I looked for it today, man. But I just remember like my friend that I went to Waka tagging me in that photo, just jamming out to you guys. I just remember having so much fun.
I can see it in my head.
Yeah,
dude.
man. I just remember having so much fun. But I just started finding electronic music around that time of Wakarusa. Just fell deep in love with it, man. Because they didn't have electronic music where I grew up, and I was like in like the punk scene, so we used to make fun of us, you know what I mean? Like I'm like of DJs.
Yeah, totally. And I feel like there's a lot of people that I know that came from a punk or metal background that love, like as soon as they heard bass music.
That was it. That was it,
like,
dude.
oh shit, okay. Wait,
it's always dubstep or drum and bass.
It was trap.
Oh, trap.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I just remember watching Oral. No, it was Flostradamus Oral Ground back-to-back Bauer 2013 at Buku Festival in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was sold, brother.
Yeah, I think that is there's just so many people I know that metal, anything like any kind of heavy music, you would never be into EDM, and then all of a sudden you experience bass music, and you're like, oh shit, okay, like maybe there is some side of this for me.
Well, the one thing that I loved so much about metal was just like the energy it gave me and like the way it made me feel and how it made me want to like move.
Cheers.
And then when I heard dance music, I was like, dude, this is like, I could dance all night to this.
Yeah.
This is insane.
And we do.
And we do. Yeah. Rave she shall. I don't know if y'all saw the new Nosferatu. I don't know. They said it was William Dafoe. He had I think that's his actor name, but he had a fucking line in there. Then rave she shall. Yeah. And someone's going to sample it.
Do you still play drums?
I did the other day for the first time in like 6 months probably. And I was like, I'm just a shadow of my former self, and it hurts my soul to think about a little bit. But I did have fun when I sat down. I was like, man, I should do this more.
Yeah, or even just play drums on like your production or something.
I used to do that. I used to do live drumming whenever I started DJing, like whenever I first started playing shows. But I gave that up because it was a pain in the ass. But you guys, y'all bring like musicians out all the fucking time.
Yeah, we've kind of done it all. I mean, joking about the band thing, like there was a while where we kind of had it was like loosely calling it a band. It was more like we had these like featured performers that would come do like solos during the set. But it was awesome. And when we had like our really big shows in Canada, we would have like saxophone and trumpet and guitar and vocals and
multiple singers, MCs.
And
I mean, that Wakarusa show was that was kind of when we just started doing that.
Oh yeah, like, Cole was with us.
We had Cole and Dash.
Yeah,
I think we had so we had a trumpet player and an MC with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we realized I was like, oh, you can just fucking DJ and people are more stoked.
Yeah, that's why, dude. Bringing the drum pads was a pain in the ass getting it plugged up. Like, so you can actually fuck up like a lot easier. I was like, I'm just gonna DJ, dude.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, we kind of did all iterations of that and realized that like shit, getting on an airplane with just two of us. And it was like around that time that we realized we could run our own visuals, which still to this day we do. So we've never we run all our own custom visuals for our show, and we trigger it live while we're DJing ourselves from the turntables, and always thinking like, oh, at some point we'll like pass us on to like a VJ, but still to this day we do the same thing because it's like we just do it ourselves. We can get on a plane together and
we use laptops.
Go anywhere. Yeah,
You can,
with laptops you can do that with.
You can do anything, dude.
You can do
anything.
Yeah.
When did y'all find the funk? Because
kind of like the thing that kind of red pilled me was I went to Shambhala when I was like 16, which there was no EDM, like, you know, it didn't exist. Where I lived, it didn't exist. There was no like dance music in America, was barely a thing. And I heard about Shambhala and went there and went into this stage called the Fractal Forest. And there was like this funky music that for me, it was like you hearing trap for the first time. Like for me, I was like, what is this? This is the coolest thing I've ever heard. And it was called Funky Breaks, like that. And so that was like the moment. And at that time, breaks were pretty damn big everywhere, all over Europe. And they were like coming to America. And there was a stage at Shambhala called Fractal Forest that mostly at that time just had breakbeat in it. And which is funny because like breakbeat really doesn't exist in America at all anymore. But you know, there's all these people that made breaks back then. Like we were just with Crafty Cuts on Friendship, and I was kind of reminiscing with him that he's like a good friend of ours today. But literally, when I was like 16, I was watching him from England come in and playing funky breaks at Shambhala, and I was like, this is incredible. And I started buying different records from like Crafty Cuts and Fort Knox 5 and all these people that were making breaks back then. And that's what got me into like festivals. And a couple years later, I was like, Dunks, you got to come with me.
He showed me the music before we went to the festival, and that because I'd already started DJing, but I was just playing like top 40 and like it was like 90s hip hop, classic rock, country music. And fucking, I mean, it was kind of everything, but like nothing underground. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, dude, you got to check this shit out. And so I think that to answer your question, that's when like Nick found the funk at Shambhala, came back to the island, passed me a record, was like, check this shit out. And I was like, okay, I'm in, let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then the name came like, that just was like kind of random. Like we were at Shambhala and our friend just named us and was like, you're the Funk Hunters. And then that just stuck. And here we are with it. We just talked about this on our. What did we talk about it? We just talked about this recently.
Yeah, an interview a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it was we got stuck with the name, but whatever. There's a genre in the name. It's kind of challenging sometimes, especially today because we play like pretty banging
Trap.
music, and then people are like, "Is this a funk show?" And you're like,
I was like, well, we lost it, but we just keep finding it. Like if you like always like let it, like your pocket's got a hole in it, you're like, oh, we're always fucking looking for it. Just put it back in there.
Yeah, the funk will find you, dude. Every now and then.
Yeah,
Dude,
but
that's what's cool. We all like when Dunks and I started DJing on this little island, because that's where I was living there. I met Duncan there, and I was like, we got to go to Shambhala. We started DJing there. We were playing to like this super cool, diverse group of people that they just wanted to hear everything. So we were like into playing the hits, like classic funk and soul and classic rock music and country music, like whatever. So that has kind of always been what our DJ sets are like. Like we're just into all music. And so even though someone else was kind of like, you guys are the Funk Hunters, it really like rang true on like a deep level. It was like, yeah, that's kind of what the project is. Like it's not about funk music in the traditional sense. It's like finding the funk in whatever genre we're playing. And so today we're playing like drum and bass and bass house and trap, like whatever. And it's like we're finding or making like some kind of funky version of that. And it's stuck with us forever. It's been great.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, has there been like, you know, because you're like, we're playing some banging ass music. Has there ever been like pressure, like with the name being the Funk Hunters, to be like, we got to make something funky?
All the time, yeah. We're always like, shit, is the set too heavy? We have this conversation every night. Like, is the set too heavy?
We stopped reading the Google reviews
a
a long time ago. Like, it was like bad ideas. Like, these fucking clowns, like, wait, there's the worst band I've ever seen in my life. Like, they didn't go on till fucking 1:30 in the morning.
And they weren't even, it wasn't even a band.
And they were white. Wait, are they two white guys from Canada playing funk music? Well, what the fuck is this? Yeah.
Dude,
that's going in the cut segment of the fucking.
Dude, we fucking we tricked some people on the Daisy Dukes and Cowboy Boots tour who like bought tickets who were like, dude, I thought this was a country show. They were like, people like showed up who were like absolutely like upset, and I get it. They're like going for a country show.
Yeah, no, we've had that for sure. But, no, it's been a cool, like, just a cool journey. I mean, I think look, it's so cool to have that Wakarusa reference, because I mean that was our first U.S. festival.
Really?
Right? It had to be. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I feel
don't
like
think so. But
we had played some shows. We had played some shows, but I think it was like it was close.
That's crazy.
To.
Well, that was the festival where I found funky dance music, dude. It was you guys, like the Floozies. Right. Like I remember just coming home and I was just showing all my friends. I was like, yo, dude, because like you guys don't even know. And then keep trying to get all my friends into dance music.
We came back to our RV, and the two girls, Betty and Cora, who became good friends with ours, they ran a music blog. They had Jeremy, what's his name? Poolside. Anyway, and I remember meeting him there, and then like seeing him in the circuit, and then his fucking house just burned down in LA, and he lost all his shit. And I was like, God damn it, dude! Like, and I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I met that dude at Wakarusa, and I was like, I like hit right on the GoFundMe, because I was like, I just saw like the record collection and like all like the guitars and just all that, and like he was talking about like the tour posters and just like your legacy as an artist, like it was all in that house, and I was just like, that's so fucking heartbreaking.
That is, man. Do y'all hold like do y'all do a lot of collecting of stuff, like sentimental value things? Because I remember when the fires started happening in LA, it made me think about a lot of shit. Like, and I came to the realization, I'm like, dude, I don't really have anything that's like of like sentimental value to me. Like, is
that more freeing though? Because you
kind of, but like I feel like a bit of like a
or like you were missing something.
I feel like I don't hold like emotion well. I guess I feel emotionless when it comes to items. Like the only thing that I care about is my computer. Everything else can burn.
Yeah, and do you have a backup of it?
No.
Then you're fucked.
But I'm not leaving. Like
I know, but like
that thing's coming with me.
I know, but they're gonna die. They all die.
Yeah,
you have to back up your computer.
Yeah.
What you should do is take your computer
death taxes and back up
smash it and smash it really hard. And if it doesn't break and it still works, then that's a lesson that you should back it up.
I'm not doing any of this. This is terrible.
This is good advice, because if you don't,
it's just good advice.
Wait, I'm so confused. The good advice is to smash your computer.
Well, it's just that, like, that's the story of like it
sounds like some Buddhist like letting
things go.
As
old as time.
Take the thing you're attached to and destroy it, and you'll be at peace.
And that's I mean, it's a pre-solid state mantra, but back when there was like the moving hard drives, they would always just die eventually. So it was a matter of time.
Yeah.
So the idea there is just you might as well just throw it down the stairs If it still works, then you're like, okay, I should back it up. And then if it doesn't, you're like, fuck, I should have backed it up.
If you love it, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. This is like
I just made all that up.
It's
like, it
literally that
makes no sense.
saying, basically. I don't know, but do y'all hold like a lot of sentimental value on things that y'all collect over the years? I guess
I used to try to save like festival lanyards and like posters, but
He is a child now, so
yeah,
so
Hell
that's
yeah.
important.
yeah.
How old's your kid?
4.5 months,
Boy or girl?
brand new, Cooper.
Cooper.
Yeah,
Fresh
boy.
fresh off the lot.
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah.
Little Coop.
Yeah, and I got a vinyl collection, so that's like,
Same thing as a kid, basically.
yeah.
Man, what's that? Damn, is the kid gonna call you Uncle Dunks?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a cool story because his due date was we got offered direct support with Closey and LS Dream at Red Rocks in October, and so all year last year we were like, oh, this is amazing. We played Red Rocks like 4 or 5 times over our career, but never direct support, and I was like, this is so exciting.
And it had been like 6 years or something.
Yeah, it'd been a while, like pre-pandemic since we'd been there, and so super exciting opportunity. Love them, and one day I called Dunks and I was like, I think our due date is like literally Red Rocks weekend. And he's like, oh shit, what does this mean? I'm like, well, it most likely means I'm like not coming to Red Rocks. So I was like, there is some weird scenario where like maybe we have the baby a week early and then like everything's okay and my wife's amazing and supportive and maybe she'll be like, just go for 24 hours, do Red Rocks and come home. It's a big gig, like, but it was a sweet thing. I was thinking about it this morning. I actually looked at some of the photos. I didn't go. He was late, and so we were waiting it out. And Jameson was there, our tour manager as well, and an amazing crew. And I was getting like updates during the set. Dunks went and repped solo, which we don't do that often. And during the set, I got a FaceTime, and I'm like sitting there with my wife, and I'm like, holy shit, like what the fuck? And I answer, and it's Jameson, and he's like, hey dude, 1 sec. And he's like ducked behind the DJ booth, like while Duncan's playing, like 10,000 people, jumps up into the booth with me on the camera, and Duncan's like, I got my partner Nick here, he's having a baby, and you're like holding me on FaceTime, and I'm like sitting at home in Canada like watching this, and it was like super emotional. Epic. And then you guys took a crowd photo like a few minutes later, and you still had the camera, and if you zoom in on the crowd photo, I'm on the phone. And
you got to pull that up, Kyle. You got to pull it up.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right, so whenever
it's on our IG.
Yeah, if you go to our Instagram, I think there's like a pinned carousel with some Red Rocks photos because it wasn't that long ago. And the crowd photo. I don't know if it's the pin one.
Yeah, well, that's why we got to show it because JMO was wearing. We had a cutout of Nick's face.
Oh yeah,
and so JMO had it, but his red beard was like spilling out the side. So it was like Nick, but like with this like side like red beard. It was really sick.
Hell yeah! Did you ever have the thought like while you're FaceTiming and Dunk's playing, you're like, fuck, I should have pulled out? Was there was there that thought?
The FOMO was so strong. The FOMO meter was like, yeah. No,
that's a real
Red
Rocks moment right there. Like proud father or just disgruntled DJ, one or the other. Like I'm not sure which one.
No, I mean, it was actually like a proud moment in the sense that like our whole team was there, our agent was there, and she was texting me, and it was just this moment of like everyone, like all of my friends were just like, man, Dunks is holding it down, and that was super cool because like in a weird way, being in a duo, like we don't do that many shows. I think we could today. I don't think it's a big deal. Like either of us could go rock a show, but there was just this feeling. I felt this kind of sense of pride over the weekend, and like I was speaking in the plural, like we just played Red Rocks, but I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But it was like in a weird way, I felt like I was there, and like our music was there, and the set that we planned was there, and that was like a really cool moment because I don't think that had happened at something like.
They're saying go up
too far. No,
I totally get that because it's y'all's hard work. It's y'all's hard work. You know
I think
what I mean?
if you go right to the top, and then is it in this? I think it might go all the way to the top.
It might be pinned. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, all the way to the top. That photo in the middle is Red Rocks.
Yes, it's.
And then if you go to the right, keep going. Is there a crowd photo in here?
Yeah, it's at the end.
These photos are epic. Yeah,
there
so that crowd photo, if you zoom in, so Jameson surprised me with he's got a cutout of my face.
He's on the FaceTime.
Yeah, and they're in the phone. Of course, this is like compressed on Instagram, but if you look at like the high resolution one, it's like clear as day when you zoom in, and I'm on the FaceTime at Red Rocks. And I'm like, this is a cool thing. Like I can show my son this one day and be like, "This is the weekend we were waiting for you to be born. You were 10 days late."
Yeah, and he didn't come for another like 8 days.
Yeah,
so he totally could have made the show.
I could have made the show in the end.
Or if it's like if there's a day where your son pisses you off, you're like, you want to see what I give up for you? Yeah. Come here. J-Mo, that fucking cutout's awesome, dude. You killed it on that, dude. That's fucking sick. But what a beautiful moment, though. I know I'm making jokes about it, but like I love that. That
No,
you
it was
look at
really, it was really special, and I look. It's like something I'll just always remember because, like, in a weird, like you'll remember. I think we'll always remember. You know, it's hard when you play so many shows to remember them all. And sometimes people are like, "Walker," and then it starts to come back to you.
I don't go side stage after the set and like shed a few tears, and that happened. It was like very emotional. It was really cool because I really felt like you were there with me. I felt like we had created that moment together, and there was like a really fucking important reason for you not to be there that was way more important than the show.
Yeah.
And yet the show was still like really magical, and it was like, it was really special.
Yeah.
It was.
And it felt special being at home because it was like I was there with my wife who had just been through 9 months of pregnancy, and she was so ready to pop. And so she knew how important it was, and like there was nothing in the world I would miss playing direct support at Red Rocks, right? Like we all feel that, like, and there was like, yeah, there is one thing in the world I would miss for that. It's like the birth of my first kid. So like it was such an exciting thing already, and then to add this like Red Rock show into the middle of it and be getting these like FaceTimes from you guys like while the show was happening, it was like I'll always remember it, and I wasn't there. It was just like so cool.
I feel like there's got to be, and I could be wrong, but it's kind of like I'm doing this for us type of thing.
Yeah,
For you,
totally.
like,
Yeah. No, that's like, I think we've had that mentality with the project for a long time. Like, you know, you kind of have to, like going back to what you were saying, right? Like, I think it's a lot easier in a partnership and like a duo where you have to sort out your fucking differences, and you have to just like figure it out. And we both, I mean, I just look at like how far we've come, and we both just have kind of been through a lot personally, professionally, and as a team, right? And it's like, it's so cool. You know, when you asked that question earlier, I was really thinking, like, how is the friendship? And I was like, I've been thinking about this for like the last like 5 years, where I'm like, I don't think it's ever been better.
That's awesome. That's beautiful,
super,
man.
It is.
That's
and
beautiful.
It's so rare. And like, yeah, I have another project, and there's 6 of us, and I fucking like, I love them all, but god damn it, like I can't stand them either.
I get it, man. I get it. Hey, Kyle, could you run up to the kitchen and grab the ice cube tray out of the freezer?
Kyle, you're absolutely killing it, by the way.
Dude, he's the man. He's the man.
This is amazing.
I'm sorry, just leave it on them. Leave it on them.
This is our first like podcast proper.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to.
We've never done it.
I know you were saying a second ago. You were like, we were talking about this in an interview the other day. I wanted to be like, all right, let's change the subject.
No, it was like traditional press.
It
Like,
was
like,
for the Canadian radio.
Oh, Canadian radio. Oh, howdy there,
we
bud.
just got it. We just got it.
What, Canadian radio?
Yeah, they just put it in across the country. They legalized staplers and put in radio.
Oh, hey there, bud. Well, you're tuning into Canadian radio. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, we just got it. Yeah, apparently Netflix 2026, they're saying, so it's exciting.
Wait, what?
We might get Netflix. We just got radio.
Y'all don't have Netflix in
No, we just got radio.
Wait, no, you're fucking with me. Y'all don't have Netflix in Canada?
I'm fucking with you.
Okay, I was like...
It's crazy, though, how many, like, I get when you have, like, over 50 states that's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
But as a Canadian, it always just blows my mind how little Americans know about Canada.
I can name all 50 states.
Yeah, man, I can't. Oh, so no, I can't. I can't spell them.
I'm not trying to say I could name all the states. I'm just saying that, like, I'm not saying that you should be able. It's just like I literally meet fans who are like, "You guys live in like it's like snow like 365 days a year,
like polar bears."
Yeah, there's like polar bears. Like, how do you like? Is there an airport? Like, I'm like, we're basically like we're like. Right next to, like, do you know Seattle? We're like right over the border. Like, you could throw a Starbucks from Seattle to, it's like, we're right there.
Dude, I think I've been to all the provinces in Canada. I'm pretty sure.
You nailed that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
And the territories?
Yeah.
Is that what?
Province.
We have provinces and territories.
Fuck, man. What's the difference? Teach me. Learn.
Two of them are further north.
Yeah, the territories are high up. Yeah, they're north.
They're higher up.
I think we played we have never. There's one territory we haven't played. We've played the entire rest of the country.
We've played every
province for sure.
Every province and but just not
which is a territory that didn't exist when we were kids. Iqaluit, right?
No, the Iqaluit's the capital.
Right. See, I know. I'm fucking...
Is it in
Northwest?
Oh, no, it's...
oh, God, we're going to get canceled now.
We got to... Okay, let's move on.
All right, speaking of getting canceled, what if it turned into the 51st state of Canada? How do y'all feel about that, dude?
It's in motion right
Is
now.
it really?
Yeah.
See, because our president be talking shit, but like, I'm just like... I want to know how Canadians
I thought
feel
about this
it.
the other day of how like I watch politics all the time, so I'm just always.
You really do that to yourself?
Yeah. I'm just tuned into what's
He's
going on.
been waiting for you to ask this.
Let's go.
No, I'm not gonna, we can't get too deep on this.
Yes, we can.
But
It'll be fun.
My one realization the other day was I was just trying to think about imagine a world where you like just talking about like decorum in the White House and the Oval Office and stuff. I find Trump funny. Most people don't. Like, most people find him like repugnant and repile at him. But
I think he's the funniest
dude. I think the
dude.
people who don't understand like the part that's funny about him have just never like paid attention to these like. I never listened to something really long, right? And I remember Norm Macdonald, who's my like favorite comedian of all time.
He's great,
who's
man.
a Canadian, talked about how he went to like some Trump rallies and he understood it from a comedian's point of view, and he was like, he's playing the halls. And he did this famous interview on a Canadian news one night, and it's great. And he just talks about how, like, regardless what your political opinion is, like, if you're not understanding why a certain group of people like him, like, you're just kind of missing the whole thing. And so I always look at it through that kind of lens. And the other day I was like, wow, imagine like when we were kids and like Clinton or Bush or Obama or someone calling the Prime Minister of Canada the governor. Because I think so much crazy shit is going.
It's funny, dude.
Like so much crazy shit is going, and it's funny, but it's also like so disrespectful and against like the decorum of world leaders and like how things are supposed to be run.
That's kind of why it's funny, though.
Yeah, well, it's like whatever you personally want to make of it, like whatever you want, whatever it is. But just the fact that it's even happening is just so wild and mind-boggling. And I was just thinking about that because so much crazy shit's happening all the time and you just glaze over it. And for the last 3 weeks, it's been like this heated thing. And like every tweet from Trump and every press conference, he just refers to Trudeau, who I don't like at all, but refers to him as the governor of Canada. And I was like, just thinking about like there's like no even possibility that in the last couple decades that there would have been a scenario where like the president of the United States would ever have referred, just out of respect, to the prime minister of our country as the governor. Like, so just the fact that that's even happening kind of extrapolates the whole. Like, it's just like there's just no rules. Like everything, it's like a WWE show. And
Dude,
it's like scripted beyond belief. It's
middle school lunch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where you're talking shit. It is fucking funny, but like we've talked about it a bit on this podcast over the past couple of weeks because I was just like, I wonder how Canadians feel about this.
Yeah, well, it's a crazy thing happening in Canada
Canadians
right now.
Canadians aren't too happy about it.
No, Canadians are choked, and we were talking about just this morning. We met in the lounge because we flew from different places. We met in Vancouver. We transferred to the U.S. side, and like we clear customs in Vancouver with the U.S. border guards. And the U.S. border guard made like a bit of a joke to me about like, with the current administration, like you better be careful, like because he didn't have my U.S. visa for some weird reason this morning, and I was like, dude, I was in Miami for a week last week. We were in like California the week before. Like you haven't seen? He's like, no, it says here you came in on like a visitor, and I'm like, well, we've been doing this a long time. Like I've got a visa. You want me to pull it up? It's in my backpack somewhere. He's like, yeah, we should just put it in here. I'm like, okay. And he made a point of being like, under the current administration, like you better be careful because they're checking who's coming in the country. And I was like, oh yeah, of course. But we were talking about it this morning, and I was recounting this to Duncan. I was like, oh yeah, they were like giving me a bit of a hard time. And I was like, it's like not even popular in our country to even say you're going to America. Like there's a thing happening in Canada right now where people are like proud. They're like, we canceled our vacation to Florida. Like,
that's
as
silly.
if that's going to make an economic impact. Like poor America's going to be like, oh no, like Judy canceled.
To be fair, like because I'm a hockey fan, so I watch hockey, and they've been marketing the shit out of America for the last year. It's like, come to the USA. Like you ever heard of it? It's amazing. It's right. It's so close.
Dude, give it a southern accent while you do all this. Please do it. Please do it.
Come visit the USA.
The sad problem is that like it's
I hear they have an amazing chancellor.
Chancellor Palpatine.
It's how Canadian of me. I fucking fucked up.
No, it made it funnier, dude. I promise you. It was perfect.
I think like after Canada beat the U.S. in the Four Nations hockey game, we actually decided that that you guys would become the 11th province.
I was seeing that online. They're like, if America wins, they got to come for the 51st state, and that's fair.
That was a fair deal, and it was a coin toss. It was overtime. It was like, so yeah, you let the chancellor know, we'll let the governor know.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed the fuck out of the America versus Canada
It was such
hockey.
a great, it was great.
Dude, it was like the most viewed hockey game in like, what was it? Look at it, 18 years or some 30 years
crazy.
maybe. It was insane.
The first one was all fights, and the second one was just clean as hell and like a real good battle, and either team could have won. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was great,
awesome.
man. One thing that I actually and listen, I saw the internet like Canadians and Americans both getting fucking butthurt about like the national anthem stuff, and I was like, dude, this is sports.
Well,
I was like, go for it.
I think it was less. I think it was really had nothing to do with sports, and it had to do with what like the U.S. administration was saying about Canada and saying what they were going to do, and I think that was like almost shitty. First, the anthem in sports, I think, is just kind of someone. I heard a big broadcaster say this, and I was kind of like for a big game, sure, but like every fucking game, we got to listen to these damn anthems. I'm like,
dude, I get chills every time.
Because you're like, dude, every time I get fucking balls. Your balls have the fucking stars and stripes on them. I can tell. Like, you don't need
I mean, look at our coasters. I know. Y'all haven't used it a single time, actually. No,
I don't have a coaster, so I don't know what.
Here you go, buddy.
Also,
just to answer the question earlier, the Four Nations face-off final ranks at the most watched NHL game since Game 6 of the 1973 Stanley Cup Finals.
That's beautiful,
Whoa,
man. Dude, that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
Hey, at least the beef's selling some tickets.
No, this whole thing has like ignited like this whole new feeling of like
Cheers, buddy.
what is nationalism and what is patriotism, and like I think for us it's funny.
I vote for Taboo.
It's funny to be in the middle of it because like we owe a lot to America for our career, right? Like some of our best friends in the world are in America. Like a lot of our teams in America. We spend most of our lives here, so it's hard for me to be at home and hear Canadians being like, "Don't buy anything American. Don't go to America. Cancel your vacations." And you're like, you know.
It just doesn't work like that.
It just doesn't work like that. You're not, you're not like. It's nice to think you would have enough power to have some, economic impact on a country that's 10 times bigger than you. But I'm just fortunate that like we have a great relationship with America. We love being here. We love this country.
The podcast isn't over yet.
Hey man, let's keep drinking. You want some more?
We got lots of time. Yeah, shit, let's
do it. It's Friday night. Y'all got a driver. We're having fun, dude.
Yeah.
We're talking America
This is
versus
gonna
Canada
be the
right
most
now.
fucking viewed podcast since 1976.
I would suck both you guys off if that happened. But anyway,
How many views?
we would end the war. No, it's so silly though, because it's like I feel like a lot of these politicians are literally trying to like it's so petty, but now they're like going to the citizens. Now it's on y'all to hold strong this divide that us politicians have, and it's like I just accepted a gig in Canada. I have no feelings about it. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, we also have more in common than like anyone else in the entire world. I mean, maybe there's like some people, especially in Canada, would feel like they have a lot in common with, European countries or something. But I think we have more in common than anyone in the entire world.
Right. You ever been to Milwaukee? Y'all are the same people.
Yeah. Or how many of the 300 million Americans like identify with the current administration? I know a lot do, but like
majority.
Even the ones that do, like there's still a big gap in just like we're people at the end of the day.
That's what I mean. I just mean like politics aside.
That's
like,
what I mean.
Regardless of what your political
people.
viewpoint is.
That's kind of what I was trying to get
politics
at.
change, like every 4 years, 8 years, things change. Pendulums shift one way or another. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not, whatever. But at the end of the day, we're all just people living on the same massive land that have been connected forever.
Yeah.
And we cross the border all the time. And whether there's a 25% tariff or not, it's not like we're going to stop like hanging out, consuming each other's culture, like doing business with each other. And like the idea that because there's like a political disagreement and Trump's calling Trudeau governor means I'm not going to get on a plane and come down to America and play Red Rocks. Like it's not, it's just kind of like,
that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like the politicians are like, all right, now it's on to you guys to hold strong this fucking.
It's kind of funny because
resilient.
Trudeau's like so hated in Canada right now, and like in a weird way, the last thing in the world Trump would want is for like Trudeau to get more support. But in a weird way,
He's getting it right
he's kind
now.
of like back. He already resigned. He's not even meant to be there. We're gonna have some like coup. They're gonna install this like central banker named Mark Carney, who's gonna like take over as the new prime minister. Probably not even elected until we have an election. So he's basically on his way out. And now, because all this is suddenly happening, Trudeau's holding press conferences every day, like standing up for Canada. So like this weird shift is happening in Canada where like people are like, oh, that speech Trudeau gave the other day was pretty nice. It was very pro-Canada. And you're like, it's sad that it took this for our country to wake up and just be like, we also need to look after ourselves. Like we have a ton of resources in our country. Like everyone's broke. Everything costs $1 million. Our money's worth nothing. Like, so for us as Canadians playing down here, like the dollar today is 1.4. It's
Wait,
wild.
So an American dollar is 1.4 in America.
Like if you got paid $1,000 as a Canadian, if you came down to America to play a gig and you got $1,000 fee, it's 1,400 Canadian dollars.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's
a
how
big
tough
when
it
you
is.
when you take that gig in Canada,
Yeah, be careful. Ask for US dollars.
We already
like
did.
literally this morning when I walked through like the duty free, I almost took a photo of it just this morning.
The duty free?
I cleared the customs. I walked through the duty free, and there's this
Let's
huge.
pause. What is duty free?
You know, it's in every international
you don't
airport.
get
when
out
you're-
of the country much,
Yeah,
do you?
I do, but
when
what-
you're flying back to your country, often countries have like the duty free where you can buy like booze and chocolates and whatever. Like the
Tax-free.
Oh, got you. The
It's
shops.
like tax free. And it's like
shops.
cheaper.
we call them
Yeah.
shops down here.
Tax free duty free. But only in the airport it says duty free, and like and they bring you the
It's a
bag to
Canadian
your
thing.
flight.
Okay.
We like
Yeah.
the duty free. Yeah.
But
Our dollar
specifically
sucks.
for
Dude,
Americans,
I just did a bus tour, and the whole whole tour bus was duty free.
But there was
Sorry,
a
had to get that
giant
out.
sign
Had to
this
get that
morning.
out.
I walked by like a sign, like literally floor to ceiling, outside of the shop, and it said like. It said like make the most of your dollars, and it had this like it was like the most patriotic American thing, and it was like a reminder, not for Canadians, doesn't help you at all, but for all the Americans that were leaving to fly back home, because like the Vancouver has a part of the airport they have the domestic side, the international side, and then the U.S. side is its own side. So anyone going through is only flying to an American destination. So there's this huge sign to remind you like make the most of your dollars, because it's like it's almost 1.5 times. So they're like.
That's nuts,
Buy
man.
something on the way out because it's worth like it's things are cheap here. Right
We
now.
actually enter America in Canada in our airport. We were having to tell our friend Jameson this a couple weeks ago because he was a little confused about how it works.
Want some more, buddy?
And today, so Nick, we went through American customs in Canada today, and we both had stories. You know, as you heard Nick earlier.
Oh yeah, did you get a phone call from the police this morning?
I got a no caller ID number when I was in the lounge, and like I lose things, you know, things go missing. I don't know where this went, where that went. Anyway, so I wasn't sure if I had lost something or whatever. Anyway, I get this call, and I'm like Mr. Smith. I'm like, anytime it's who's calling? This is the YVR RCMP.
What is that?
That's the police. That's like, this is the YVR NYPD, basically.
Okay.
Same thing. And I was like, oh, fuck.
What time? This must have been early in the morning.
Oh, this is like 10:30, 11 a.m. This morning. And I was just like, fuck, why are how'd they get my number? But like, you know, they have their ways, so this must be important. And they're like, sir, you left your passport at the border thing. You should come grab it. You won't be able to get on your flight. And I was like, I'll be right there. Thank you, sir. Yeah. I walked over and he's like, and I was like, how'd you get my number? You guys had it on file? He's like, we're the police. And I was like, that's great.
Where did you leave it though? Did you leave it at the?
I left it with the border
at
guard.
customs?
Yeah, she was like, all right, I need your address of where you're
Stared
staying.
into her eyes.
I was like, I need your address of where you're staying. I was like, okay, what do you want me to do with it? She's like, I want you to put it in front of me. I was like, okay, here you go. And then I moved away. She's like, I'm not that fast. And I was like,
You're
okay.
like, I am, and you wink at her.
Yeah, well, I didn't need to wink. It was okay. So I like held it up, and then it was just so funny. They play with you for quite a while, right? So they're like, no, hold it a little longer. Okay, sir, have a good day. Like, and you're like, all of a sudden you're done, you're out of there, and they fuck with you. And so in that scurry of a hurry that I had to get out of there, I left my passport down, and I didn't have my phone number written on the passport. So somehow they found my number. They
They're the
called
police,
me.
dude. They got you.
Yeah.
That's
But was it
wild.
it was the Canadian RCMP that called you, but you left it with the U.S. border guards?
Yeah, so JMO was saying that he was like, if you had left that with an American border guard, they would have fucking taken it, stolen your identity. You would have been for sale on whatever site that is. And I was like,
JMO, what do you think of America, dude? Damn. We're not out here selling fully grown men.
I mean, he's from Miami, dude.
Okay, sorry. I thought he was Canadian too for some reason.
No. He's very, very U.S.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, brother. Fuck yeah. Oh man, this is amazing. Yeah. I can't wait for all our Canadians back at home to watch this. They're gonna be like, you got fucking guys sold out so hard on that podcast. Like, I thought you were one of us, but goddamn, you could stay down there. And I got your fucking passport.
It's all right, dude. We have a big Canadian listener.
Listening base.
One
audience?
One fact.
Listening
Canadian listener.
audience. Thank you. Fuck.
3 Canadians in
No,
one
we
of
have
the
a good
territories.
bit. We have a good bit. And I talk a lot of shit about Canada, but I talk a lot of shit about everywhere. But like, I always make jokes about Canada, and they know it's all love.
So anyone who wants to rewind to the patriotic timestamp, it was when you asked us if we ever were going to move to America.
And you
we
said,
both
"Fuck
very
no."
nicely said, yeah, I just feel so lucky that we've managed to maintain this career and still live in Canada, the country that we love. It's incredibly beautiful. And as much as I hate my governor, I love my country.
That was the most Canadian way to say no.
He didn't even apologize. He might be American by this point.
Dude, I will say I was in Fairmont, British Columbia.
Oh yeah, Wicked Woods.
Yeah, I was
Hot
getting
Springs.
Did you play Wicked Woods?
No, it was Ice Cream You Scream. It was a small festival out there.
But you stayed at the Fairmont with the Hot Springs Hotel?
Yes.
It's the best.
Yeah, I remember, but before I went there, I was staying somewhere else, but I was in an elevator, and I was with a lady, and she got out, and as she was leaving, she just said, sorry. Out of nowhere.
Well, she farted. That's a Canadian elevator move right there.
Yeah.
It smelled like maple syrup. That's it. Just hits you.
Dude, yeah, man. I remember my first time out in Canada, so like I have a not too thick of an accent, but it used to be thicker, right? Of a southern accent. And
To Canadians, it's pretty thick.
Oh my God, I was in Canada. I was in Canada. I almost said Canada. Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
Y'all for around here.
Well, this lady and her kids I was getting off an elevator and they were getting on. I said, howdy, y'all. And these kids go, he said, howdy, y'all. He was fucking,
Ma'am?
he was fucking
We gotta get
tripped.
Taboo on the Stampede, man. He's gotta fucking play the Stampede.
yeah.
What
You better play
Stampede
the
is that?
Calgary
Like a
Stampede.
January 6th of Canada? I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, except for like, well, yeah. Except for it's in July.
Google how long
this
has
4th
the
of July
how
in
long has the
Canada?
Calgary Stampede been happening?
It's
Because I don't want
it's a
to.
cowboy
It's probably
thing.
longer than either of us could even estimate. Like,
I think I've
over
heard of
100
this.
years.
I
would
think I've
say
heard
well
of this.
over
It's like
100
a
years.
country music festival, ain't it?
No,
Yeah,
it's
but-
not a music festival. It's literally a stampede.
But there's music.
And there's it's like a rodeo. Right?
1923.
1920.
go.
Okay, yeah, so it's pretty close. 100 years. It's been going for 100 years in Calgary.
The Funk Hunters?
Yeah, fuck. Calgary,
Fucking
Alberta
old Jimmy.
is kind of like people joke Alberta is like the Texas of Canada, right? Like
Hell
it's,
yeah.
it's an amazing place. I was actually born in Calgary, so we love it there. We've been playing there for
Checks
years.
out.
But there's people with cowboy hats. There's tons of beautiful land and farms and like rodeo stuff. And so the Stampede is like tons of Americans come up to compete in it, and it's like everything you could think of, all the different like competitions that would happen.
They might even let your dad bring his gun in there.
Hell yeah.
And it's like it's a week long. It
Dude, if
happens.
you can't
in
bring your
Calgary.
gun to a rodeo, is it even a rodeo?
People come from all over the world to come see the Stampede, and there's like chuck wagon racing and like all this
let's
stuff.
go.
That's like the
And,
daytime, but then it's like dead
yeah.
mouse at night.
But at night they have like a festival component. We've played it for years, and yeah, I will talk to. I will
Please,
talk to them. You
dude,
gotta come play. You would crush it up there.
I would make a fucking weekend out of this and
It's
have
so fun.
the
Like,
best time of my fucking
Last
life.
time we were
it.
there, we were wearing cowboy hats, and like we closed our set with like some Johnny.
Oh, Kyle, you want to pull up a picture of me in a cowboy hat and bolo tie that you just took?
Hey, so
Oh, yeah,
but you
yeah,
got you got some country like bass remix.
Dude, I have,
Like, you
yeah.
must, you must.
I just released a Toby Keith Should Have Been a Cowboy remix
let's
today.
fucking go.
I have an EP I'm about to release called EDM. It's country bass music.
EDM.
EDM.
You think you think you might have a lawsuit issue there with another Yee?
Oh, yay?
Yay? Oh, fuck, is that yay?
Yeah,
I
it's
did it as
yay.
a Canadian.
Yeah, down here we call him yay.
Oh, that was drugs.
Yeah, dude, he's about to show you, dude. Fucking, we did a photo shoot.
EDM.
EDM, dude, country bass music.
Yeah.
But
You got to get on Stagecoach.
I would love to, man. I
In a
would
weird
love
way,
to so
Stampede
much.
is kind of like if America's 10 times bigger than Canada, then Stampede is like 1/10 of
Stagecoach.
Stagecoach. It's like our Stagecoach.
What's
It's
the
at the
gig?
bottom,
What's
brother.
the gig you confirmed? Is it's not announced yet? You probably can't say.
I can't say. I can say it's Vancouver.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I've been out there a bunch, man. When is it?
When is it?
I could tell you because I don't.
Okay, when we're not on the podcast,
legit.
we
hit
actually
us up.
use no. I'll help you. We use the same calendar in Canada. We have the same months and everything.
Oh, it's Nocturne. I don't know what the hell that
Jesus.
was, but yeah, I don't. I would tell you if I knew. I just don't know.
That looks
when
like
it
a
is.
Calvin Klein DJ.
There we go.
There we
Polo
go.
That's the
tie.
money shot,
bro.
yeah.
I'd show up.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'd
that-
show up.
Oh,
there
you
ready
gotta
to-
come play the Stampede.
I mean,
for
that
sure.
he could be the poster.
Have you played Stagecoach?
Dude,
Have you been to Stagecoach?
No, I ain't been, dude. I've been poor majority of my life, and that's actually Stagecoach. It's like
They won't let you. They check your
Check your
taxes
bank,
before you get in,
bank,
right? Yeah.
bank statements.
Yeah.
What's crazy about Stagecoach is like they make it look like it's like this crazy like country thing, but it's actually like the Coachella.
So
of,
here,
like,
okay.
country
So here's the
music.
thing that I think
Are these
about this-
public or is this in a
No,
private?
dude, these
I'm
are.
trying to find the one with
They're
the big
public
balls.
now. I
Can you send me the
screenshotted
link?
that.
Can you
Yeah.
send me the link?
I was just
Here's
checking
the
this
thing,
out.
though.
so I'm
I've been
ready.
thinking about this a lot because, like, literally, my wife a month ago was like, "Can we please go to Stagecoach?" Like, she was like, "Please, could we go?" Because she's been to Coachella with us a number of times. We played the Dulab stage there a bunch.
Fuck
and
yeah.
never stuck around. Had amazing times. Have amazing stories. Coachella's been incredible, but never gotten to stay for Stagecoach. And to me, Stagecoach was like the country thing, right?
It's
But if
bougie.
you look at the lineup of the last few years, and then you look at like what's happening in country music, we can get into this controversy. Beyonce winning the country Grammy this year.
bullshit, dude.
It's bullshit.
And I love Beyonce.
Yeah.
Let me say that.
So, but where is the line in the sand anymore of like what even is country music? And then you look at the lineup at Stagecoach, and like I think they're doing an amazing job. The lineup at Stagecoach is fucking incredible. Like I want to go every year that I see it. So
We're going
I'm
on fucking
wondering
tour together. I can see it
where
now.
if
It's happening.
but if that just keeps going like that, like at what point if you think about these two kind of behemoth festivals, at what point do country artists go further up the bill at Coachella and then Stagecoach keeps going in this diverse direction? At what point does it either like surpass Coachella? Does it have 2 weekends? Does it not
It'll be
even
Coach.
Is it not even country anymore? But you know what I mean? Like where is this going? Like
Coach.
where like
Coachella.
Stage
Yeah.
Cal-
Stagecoachella.
Stage Shella. Yeah, so
because country
wait,
music's just never been bigger ever right now, right?
Nick,
like every artist in the world
who
wants
was
to do-
it? Who was it that we saw at Coachella 2016? Was it Zach Bryan or was it no, the Tennessee whiskey guy? What's his name?
Man,
I can't remember, but all I'm trying to say is when Backstreet Boys and
Leave it there.
T-Pain
Leave it there.
and stuff are playing Stagecoach.
Nellie's playing it.
Yeah, but
Dude.
like also Backstreet Boys at the bottom, and also T-Pain and
Tennessee whiskey.
like,
What's his name?
Smooth like that. I wish I knew the name. I can tell you another song.
Tennessee whiskey.
Man, Jelly Roll.
wait, we didn't see Chris Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton was playing the tent at Coachella the first year
Oh,
we were
right,
there.
the first time
before he was massive,
like super big. Yeah,
and he was
Leave it
playing the
there,
small
Kyle.
tent. Yeah,
yeah, Chris
Now
Stapleton.
leave it there because I have a story I wanted to tell, but I wanted to like kind of connect it. So you're talking about when does Coachella basically become Stagecoach, vice versa?
Yeah.
We've already seen that kind of happen. You know, y'all ever played Hangout Fest in Gulf Shores, Alabama?
No,
Y'all know about it?
Yeah,
I know about it. Yeah.
So
like this, right? Wait.
yeah, something like that. So it's
almost put up a gang sign.
Like this, right?
what this? You just throw up gang signs. I'm gonna get killed. But so Hangout Fest actually this year they're actually not doing Hangout Fest. It's a Hangout Fest other festival, but it's just Morgan Wallen's.
Oh, wait,
As
he's
like-
doing his own. Yeah, he's.
But it's
his festival.
But
I saw
Hangout
this.
Fest is not doing their festival
they're shut down.
because they're
Yeah.
like we're gonna do this instead
This
because
is
we know
bigger.
it's
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
all the money's just in country music right now. It's crazy.
so it's already happening, dude. Jelly Roll, let me
He
say,
played in my town last night.
no shit.
Yeah, which is bizarre. It's his first ever time in Canada, and they rehearsed all
It's a
week
small
in
town.
Victoria. Yeah,
Man, I was
And
about
he
a
played-
month away from
He had
getting a
17
collab.
trucks in
collab.
parked outside our arena.
I was a month away from getting a collab with Jelly Roll.
Wow.
And
That's
it-
like not like in the
A
time
month
frame.
away?
That's not that close.
No. So like it was my album Blue Collar Bass. We were talking to Jelly Roll. He hadn't blown up yet, but I knew about Jelly Roll. Fucking love Jelly Roll. We were talking to Jelly Roll. He's like, dude, I love this song. I'm actually on the road right now. Hit me up after the road. I'd love to get a song going with him. And then he blew up.
And then he's gone. Oh,
But
fuck.
like, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Lana Del Rey headline Coachella last
Lana.
year? Didn't she headline last year?
Lana, it's pasta, dude.
Did she?
Fuck.
Did she headline what?
Coachella last year.
She did.
Yeah. So now she's not even headlining. She's second line at Stagecoach this year.
Damn,
Like,
dude, her career is going in the gutter.
That's wild.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's going up. It's better to be second line on Stagecoach than top line at Coachella.
Oh, shit,
Coachella,
yeah.
Fenway Park,
Yeah.
So it's
Stagecoach,
like that's
and
what's so
Hinterland.
crazy that like that's it's just crazy to see that shift happening just across the music industry in general. Like everyone wants to be associated with country.
And dubstep.
Yeah. Well,
Pause,
it's like
dude.
country dubstep,
Honestly,
yeah.
like I posted my fucking my Toby Keith remix today, and someone's like, "Leave country out of bass music."
Oh, that's like
just- you're
lead
just-
politics. That's
well,
like lead politics out of your podcast.
Exactly.
Fuck off.
They were saying you're just basically saying you're racist. I'm like, dude, it's Toby Keith. Fuck you, dude. Toby Keith's a legend. Like country music rules, dude.
Yeah.
it
No, it
really
does rule.
rules.
Speaking of country music, we were looking at your tour dates while we were having dinner, and Nick was like, "Look at this fucking schedule."
Yeah, we did 53 shows in 2.5 months.
And how was it?
It was incredible. It was the best time of my life.
And you
man.
finished you did at Mission Ballroom headline. That's amazing.
Cool.
Congrats. Seeing as there's no water, I'm gonna open this beer.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
That's
Do you want some? I can run up.
No,
real
I
quick.
got there's water.
it's
and-
Bush Light.
No,
It's got
man.
parched.
The tour was great. It took a second for me to kind of like
Is your first bus tour?
first bus headline. Yeah, I've been.
Sweet.
Yes, and it
That's
was
amazing, man. Congrats! Like seriously, that's fucking amazing.
Thanks,
Like, I
man.
was looking at that and just like that's a feat.
Yeah.
No, it was a lot. It definitely took me a while to like post tour depression. So real, especially like when you have so much invested into it, and for 2 years I was like, I gotta finish this. I gotta write an album, and I'm gonna do a bus tour. For 2 years I was working.
That was
for
the name of the album too.
Daisy Dukes
Yeah,
and Cowboy
yeah,
Boots.
Yeah.
And for 2 years I had a goal and purpose. And whenever that was over, I was like, the fuck do I do now? Like, dude, it took me
the highs
literally
and lows.
it took me literally 2 weeks until about 2 weeks ago until I was like, I'm feeling like myself. Like it's I hate to bring the mood down right now.
No,
but
but
like
I've been in it too. Not on a bus, but
Well,
I've
that's
been-
something people don't get is like when you. I always try to explain this to people when you're on tour. Basically, every night is Friday night,
yeah.
right? Like that's kind of
it's
your
actually
job.
Friday night.
Your job.
It's
like when
actually
you're-
Friday, boys.
yeah. But when you're on the road, like every night that you play, your job is to show up like it's Friday night. It doesn't matter if it's Wednesday or Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
no, for
so
sure.
you end up in this kind of alternate universe, like it's like Groundhog Day, right? Like you're
Just like a Canadian.
you're living in like
border,
you're living
chancellor,
in a time warp.
governor.
You're
Sorry,
living in like
time warp.
No, but you are when you're on tour. You're living in a time warp where every night is Friday night.
Yeah.
And so you have the highs that come along with that, like these shows and everything's super exciting. But when it turns off, it's like it's a huge reset. It's super weird.
Yeah.
And especially when you're like we had just looked at your tour schedule. We were having dinner, and you were doing like you weren't just out there on the weekends. Like you had like shows all throughout the week, couple days off here, 2 days off here. Like it's like a full
How many? What
crowded
was the number?
schedule,
How many
50 dates or
How many
something.
people do you have on the road?
We had 10 people on my bus plus my driver.
So yeah.
I had 3 supports. I had a VJ, LD, and laserist. LD and laserist, same person. Tour manager, photographer, merch girl.
Do you have production? Was there a trailer?
Yeah, we brought production, walls, lasers, lights.
That was in a separate vehicle.
no, it was in a trailer
In
pulling.
a trailer
pulling,
behind the that's
behind
full,
the bus.
That's full tilt.
No, you're not wrong. So like one of the things that fucked me up was just every night's dopamine, adrenaline.
Yeah,
Every-
that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, it's just
every night.
regardless of what you're doing, like even if you're sober, it still has the same emotional effect on you. Like,
Yeah.
and if you're drinking every night or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But that feeling of like you get on stage, you get that same rush of like this is amazing, people are here, and it happens every single night. Then when it turns off, it's like a super weird reset for your body, like and your brain. It's like it's a weird. And it says there's not many jobs out there that anybody could relate to it, right? Where you're like you're literally in a time warp. It's like Groundhog
Was your
Day.
wife with you?
Like,
Did she come on the road?
Yeah, she was with me the whole time.
Wow.
And she's not my wife, but I do like that.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not your wife?
Not yet.
Okay.
So I do like that.
I thought
though.
you introduced her as that, but
I said my old lady.
okay. Yeah,
So, but in the South, that's your wife.
speaking your language.
Nah, she will be one day. That's for sure, man.
Cool.
But no, I haven't even like talked about like the mental aspect of it, like post of it. But no,
Well, that's
like,
what we're here to do today, man.
It's gonna be okay.
dude, no, legit. Like it took until about 2 weeks ago. Like my manager called me and was like, "Mitch, are you okay?" And it was like that was the moment that kind of woke me up and was like, I need to fucking get it together. Because like I said, I had a purpose for 2 years working towards something, and then it was happening, and then it was over. Like, what the fuck am I?
That's
gonna
why we're
do
here.
now?
That's why we're here. This is a fucking
We'll get to the bottom of
this
it.
is a purpose intervention.
But how did it make you feel?
Have you spoken to your father?
I haven't. No.
Let's call him. You have his number?
Has he heard the Toby
Yeah, he's
Keith
actually
remix?
on the line right now.
Yes, he has.
He's on the line. We're gonna conference him in.
I made that, dude. There's like some things I do for my dad when I'm making some remixes. Like opened up Wakarusa one year with Ted Nugent.
Nice.
The next year with fucking Kid Rock, and I do it all for my dad.
Amazing.
He's at Waka. He calls it not Waka, Wakan Festival. Damn it, it's at the same mountain. Sorry.
Yeah.
He calls it the Whack-On.
Whack-On.
Whackin'. No, he calls it the Whackin' Festival.
We got to get back on to Whack On. I was just saying to Nick yesterday, I was like, we need to fucking get on these bait. We might be the Funk Hunters, but we play some heavy shit. And I was like, we got to go play Lost Lands, Wakan Fest, and like just like some dumpsters and just some dirty shit. Like we gotta just fucking get out there and grind some bass music. That's what we're doing. But tomorrow we're gonna play hip hop set at Red Rock.
Let's go, dude. Hey, I can't wait to watch it, man. And thank you so much.
Yeah, you're coming
man.
to hang out?
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Cool.
Awesome.
Nick was like, yo, you want to come? I was like, yeah.
And
I'm
then
gonna
did he
come.
invite you to the show after that?
No, man, I'm pumped up about it. Dude, you got to go
Kyle
play.
knows when to fucking chime in, man. He's on it.
Kyle's the man. He's literally, he's perfect. But yeah, dude, y'all got to play Wakan Fest. It's my favorite festival.
I want to go back to
in the
Mulberry.
world.
I think we had an offer for a festival there one year, and the festival like
Backwoods.
it fell apart before it happened.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I think we were on that.
Is that the only thing that happens there now?
I think it is, and I don't want to say that Wakan booted them out. I think Backwoods and all the love and respect to Backwoods. Backwoods was like originally like mostly jam band type of festival, and they started booking more electronic acts because that was what's selling tickets, and they kind of like ditched their like core.
and they fucked up.
Yeah, they fucked up.
I love that was the coolest thing about Waka, like just and a lot of these jam band festivals have kind of like summer camp, and they kind of like gone the route of being like a pretty hard split between like jam bands and like hardcore electronic music.
Yeah.
But it's such a cool. I remember being at Waka, and a lot of the festivals down in the States, not all of them, but a lot of them, I feel like have such a good amount of live music. And like some of the bigger festivals in Canada, and like Nick does all the talent buying for Rifflandia Fest, super diverse. But like Bass Coast and Shambhala are two favorite electronic festivals. There's such a lack of live music, and I fucking love it, man. Like I remember I didn't even see this show. I saw Boombox. That was the first time I saw Boombox, and I was like an OG fan of those guys. But I remember I swear it was John Butler Trio. Was it at Wakarusa? John Butler. Am I right? Or was it John?
I think you're right. I think that was
John
at
Butler,
Wakarusa.
the Aussie guy.
Yeah.
And
I remember seeing him in a tent and losing my mind.
And you said, dude, I didn't even see the fucking show.
Yeah.
And you're like, you were so stoked on this set.
Yeah, it was
that
incredible.
I was like, I lived through that. Just like, and like, I feel like sometimes, like, not that you can't have that from a DJ set, but like when you see people playing fucking instruments and singing, like it hits you in a different way.
Yep.
And like just like a big drop will hit you in a different way, but they're different.
Yeah.
And they're not comparable really. And I just remember that feeling. And I was like, I fucking love this. Like I love this. And that was a cool, very diverse festival.
Yeah.
And I think it happened. That wasn't the last year. I think it happened
Which festival?
Wakarusa.
It happened
a couple more years.
two more years after, and Kyle, can you look up the rumors to why No, it's a lot of rumors. I've heard a lot of different things.
Reddit.
Why Wakarusa lost Mulberry Mountain, or why they had to stop throwing the festival? Because I heard a couple different things. It's not that it wasn't successful, because it was.
Yeah, it was packed.
It was a
We were there.
huge festival, and Wakan Fest. So Wakarusa had the camping at the actual like main mountain, and then they had 2 other mountains for just camping. Wakan Fest is just the mountain, that main mountain where all the stages are. They like Wakarusa is probably 3-4 times the size of Wakan Fest. Now that's one of the reasons why Wakan Fest is so fucking awesome.
It's intimate.
Martin's a great friend of mine, and we've talked about this on the pod. He does not want Wakan to be that big. He's
is it like 5,000, 10,000?
it's about 10 to 12, and he doesn't.
Does he do the like lineup for it, or is it like him and Loper?
He's a
and
part
all
of
those
it, yeah,
guys?
for sure. I mean, he's definitely working on it hard. But
So Loper's your manager? Yeah.
and yeah, he's all right. But I'm fucking around now. He's great. But no, Martin. He even said when I had him on the pod, he's like, I almost want it to be smaller.
Yeah.
And that has like a special feeling to it, because like all the respect to Lost Lands, I play it, I love it, and I love to be there again. It gets bigger and bigger. When something gets bigger and bigger, it's like
That's
this is
scary.
getting out of hand.
Is it
Yeah, it's
50
scary.
how many people are there last night?
I'm gonna say like 60,000. Kyle, can you look up a second
Holy
tab?
shit!
Yeah.
I almost take back what I said. I don't know if I can handle it.
Dude, it's like
I'm a fucking island boy.
it's
man.
like I'm an island boy. It's
What I'm finding is it says there's financial disagreements between event partners cause demise of Thunder on the mountain. And then a lawsuit filed.
That's as American as it gets, right there.
yeah, they
like-
sue him.
Atlantis Pipeline and partnered Backwood Enterprises.
I'm not
Madison
backwoods,
Company.
Wakarusa. Not backwoods, Wakarusa.
Yeah, Wakarusa goes silent. Here, let me show you what I'm looking at here.
Okay. But
Look at this setup.
Lost Lands has become like the EDC of Ohio, and that's insane to say.
Yeah, they can't. It will not take place in 2016. So 2015 was the last time they did
Yep,
it.
I got it right 2 years
What
later.
year did we see you there?
2014.
So there's
2014,
one
yeah.
more year after that.
One
That's
more,
right.
yeah. And I think that was Swamperusa, dude. They had a fucking storm come in.
The next year they had a storm coming. 'Cause
Insane storm.
I remember seeing it, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm glad we're not there this year."
Yeah,
It
I was
looked
like,
bad.
I wish I was there. Dude, I was at Wakarusa that year.
You're from the swamp.
Yeah. I remember leaving my campsite, walking down a hill, and I was in nothing but just my swim trunks, no shirt, no shoes, no service. And I'm just walking down this hill, and it's all muddy. Everyone's fucking just kind of bullshitting. And this guy looks at me and he goes, "You know what? Fuck it." And he just fucking belly flops down this hill into the mud. And then I follow suit, and then literally like I won't say everybody, but like a good bit of people started just following suit, because it was just raining and muddy. So I was just covered in mud like day 2 or 3.
How many years did you, like consecutive years, did you go to Wakarusa?
That was the only year I went, brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
only
this-
1 year.
Yeah.
Okay,
That was my
okay.
first camping music
Just to see the
festival.
Funk Hunters. Changes
Yeah,
life.
dude, it did, man. I'm not lying. I think y'all were the first set I saw at Wakarusa. I think we got our camp set up and then fucking
Checks
went.
out with our set time, probably.
No,
You were really playing the slow game, eh? It took 11 years to DM us. Holy shit!
I mean, I
Listen,
guess
dude.
should we tell him now or
shoot your shots. Listen, when I shoot, I don't miss. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take my time. I'm calculating.
I think this is the year.
This.
Yeah, the best thing I
I've
have
been living in the
is
50 state for a while now.
God.
Fuck, man. What do you say, Kyle?
the best thing I got for Wakarusa. The Wakarusa officials cited failed partnership for the hiatus. Wakarusa was significantly damaged by partners claiming to share our vision. Sadly, they lied. They are being dealt with appropriately through the legal system.
The AI
That's
transcript.
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah,
love it.
fuck the legal system.
I wish the
Shoot
AI
'em.
transcript just picked up like the 8 top comments, like "fuck that, I lost my umbrella in the mud."
My girlfriend fucked my brother. Can you pull up Lost Lands?
This right here.
Dude, these JD Vance memes have been...
Wow.
Oh yeah. So okay. So
This is good.
Beeple.
People.
yeah.
Right. I was telling
Wait. Continue, but look up the Lost Lands attendance. But continue.
Well, just so just if you want to see some JD Vance memes, you got to look up Beeple.
All right, we'll get
'Cause-
Kyle to look it up right after this.
I'm surprised you never heard of Beeple. He's a digital artist he famously declared that he would make a piece of artwork every single day, which is fucking insane for anyone of whatever it is that you do, like
Also-
whether you write poetry, make music, whatever, but he makes digital art, and he was like, I'll do it every day. So he made a series called Every Days, and he's been making art every single day for like years and years and years and years.
Okay, going on for years. I was about to say every day, that's not that big of a deal.
Years.
You need to work harder. But for years?
Every single day, 365 days a year. And he's
like
the
10,000 hours. It's like 10,000 days in a row.
Of like
Jesus.
digital art before AI even existed. And you'll recognize what it is when you pull it up.
Also,
but
I want to add to this because going back, he was the first. He was making visual loops.
Yeah,
and when we started making our own visuals, he was one of the only guys who was giving out his loops for free.
Yeah.
In Creative Commons website, and he gave them to Serato when Serato launched their video element of their software.
Pause. Say Serato again.
Serato.
Okay, cool. All right, continue.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. It's just Canadian. I'm sorry. I hadn't heard that said with a Canadian accent.
Don't go to like Europe. They're like Serato.
Serrato potato, brother. Keep going.
Serrato potato. I love it. But they were giving them away for free, and that was Beeple, and that's how I first saw Beeple. Before he started that, I remember his loops.
Yeah, and that's why I hit him up one time to ask if we could get.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're yeah. Yeah, I hit him up one time to ask if he would do artwork for our album. And he was so nice. He wrote me back. We exchanged a bunch of emails.
Did you see that, Trump?
Yeah.
Is that JD Vance?
No, but this is why I wanted to show it to you, because he literally just did a JD Vance meme piece. This is like brand new, like 2 days ago. This got posted. And when we sat down, you had JD Vance memes up, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, I wonder if you've seen the latest Beeple. Like, how have you not seen Beeple? Yeah.
No, this is Beeple right here. All of his.
This is Beeple.
Wait, zoom back in, Kyle. So listen, this is all my X algorithm right now is JD Vance memes, and I saw somebody say it on X. They're like, I feel like people who love and hate this guy both agree that this is funny. And I even feel like, I even feel like he thinks this is funny.
No, he's on another level.
Look at that bottom right, dude. That bottom right one's.
Cyclop boy.
I'm a Cyclop boy. Yeah. Dude.
Joe Rogan had him on one time, and because people started during when the NFT craze was going crazy and everyone was paying just ridiculous amounts of money for NFTs. He made these like physical tokens. So it was like, you might have seen these. It was like a physical thing that had
pull
like
up a picture of a physical.
Yeah, type in like Beeple physical token.
Yeah, because I ain't seen it. So, but I'd like to see it.
Yeah, so he had this idea to like put his artwork in this box that was like a physical. We got an unboxing.
Mute that, Kyle.
Yeah, it's muted.
Yeah, so this is an unboxing. Someone who won one, but you could sell at the height of this, you could have sold this for like $800,000 or $1 million or something. Like he was selling artwork for like $25 million.
Nick sold too early.
Wait, so you're telling me he fucked people over on NFTs? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Wait, you going to Red Rocks tomorrow?
Yeah. He cashed out and like made a bunch of he made a ton of. So this is like his Beeple everyday things. But yeah, so that screen is like a physical token where the artwork displays on it, and then the idea was it would link to the actual NFT that you owned on the blockchain, which of course today is all kind of meaningless because
there's a hair sample though. That's not meaningless.
Yeah.
The hair sample.
Yeah. But he was just the first person to ever do that. Yeah. And I remember he came on like the Rogan podcast and gave him one of those physical tokens, and Joe was like, what am I supposed to even do with this?
Yeah, and if Joe had sold it the next day for like $200,000,
or $500,000. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn, man. NFTs, I remember when that was going on. I remember a guy telling me, I remember a guy at a bar. I don't say a guy, it was like a friend of a friend.
You met him on Grindr or?
Yeah, but like, no, so Grindr's a crazy app. I don't know if y'all been on there. It's wild.
That's how we get every collab.
That's how you get every person in your band.
Yeah.
No, dude, but I had a guy talking to me at a bar, like I said, friend of a friend, and he was just telling me he's going to do like taboo NFTs. It's like, this sounds weird, dude. And I'm so glad I didn't do it because I would probably been canceled because I'm like, dude, you fucked me over. It's all the people doing pump and dumps with cryptos.
Yeah. You could. That was funny because those pump and dump schemes, like you could have done that a few years ago during the NFT craze, but everybody was so obsessed with NFTs that they weren't pumping.
Hawk
and
2
dumping,
will be
like,
back.
fake
She's coming
cryptos,
back.
But
Oh, dude, I would listen.
She'll be back.
Dude, I would if I had a son, I'd be like, this is your wife. Arranged marriage all day. But yeah, she's cool, man. I think she got fucked over. That whole I won't say I looked into this
Has
situation.
she reappeared since that happened?
She made a statement and she did something. Kyle, can you pull this up?
She did. Are we concerned for her safety? Like, has she been seen in public since the rug?
I don't think she's been seen in public, but she ended up doing a podcast with like one of the guys that was like after her, and then like she said we won't release it, and then like some people on her team did release it, and he was like, you're a fucking idiot for doing this. I feel bad for her, dude. I feel like she really got taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And it's
she
just because
definitely didn't wake up one morning and
it's
was
just
like,
because I think
should
she's good
launch
at sucking
crypto
dick.
coin today.
That was not her idea.
Yeah, Hawk Tua girl says she's cooperating with lawyers in suit related to crash of meme crypto.
Yeah, dude, listen, dude, you want to talk about making the most of your 15 minutes of fame?
Absolutely.
Can you look up how much they made off of the pump and dump of the Hawk Tua coin? Because, I mean, listen.
Her appearance schedule was insane though. She must have made a fucking killing off that.
Yeah, dude.
Leading up to that.
That's what I'm saying. If I had a son, I'd be like, this is who you should. I'm saying, like, this is. Hey, your boy Cooper.
It quickly hit a
Arranged marriage.
I'm sorry. That was actually too much, and I apologize.
It's okay. We're talking about NFTs.
Okay.
Nothing's too much.
All right, my bad. I felt like that was crossing a line, and I apologize about it, buddy.
It quickly hit a market capitalization of nearly 500 million before immediately plummeting 95% to 25 million.
So if we just take into account what they paid back from the Oxycontin thing. Oh, yeah, dude, we're fucking getting fucked up. Gajamo, you're still good to drive.
What did they
I
pay
haven't
back?
had
Like
bourbon in a while.
Purdue had to pay, right? A couple hundred
Purdue.
million.
What did you just call him, Purdue? It's not Trudeau, bro.
Justin Purdue.
Governor Purdue.
We'll figure Purdue time.
Purdue Pharma. Yeah, actually, dude, let's get deep, dude. Purdue Pharma. Pull it up, Kyle. How much they have to
This
pay?
whole fucking bottle's gonna be gone.
Amen, brother. I just opened it right before y'all got here.
Yeah, I know.
I went and grabbed a bottle of whiskey because Nick was like, I'm drinking whiskey. Fucking Dunks is gonna drink beer. Dunks is my dude right now.
Well, you gotta. I mean, let's talk about Nick. He's the smart one.
What did Purdue have to pay back, and what did they make? Actually, let me rephrase that. What did they initially make, and what did they have to pay back? Because it was actually kind of fucking retarded.
Make from the Oxycontin?
Yes.
Oh, we're getting deep. This is great.
We're getting so deep.
35 billion
Yeah.
by 2017.
And how much did they have to pay back? It was like $8 billion or something like that. Something ridiculous. So like, if the Hawk Tua girl is following anything, she made some money.
Yeah, but she's not. This is big pharma. It's
400
big
million.
Pharma, big
That's
pharma's
nothing.
What?
Yeah.
Big pharma's different, man. They got the inside like takedowns was so like they're like. Yeah, we're
Purdue
good.
paying nearly 900 million.
900.
900 million in
I'm
payment.
sorry,
Did you say
35.
35 billion?
Yeah, 900 million the first payment, followed by the Sacklers paying 500 million.
And this is only the financial cost. We're not talking about the actual like human cost.
No, I have family.
right.
No,
Yeah.
I have family members that like
It's fucked up.
like. I'm not. That's affected me personally. No,
and we have one of them online here. Let me.
and we have a clip of my family member. Play it, Kyle. No, man, it's
He's good. He's good.
He's great. Actually, he's perfect. So if the Hawk Tua girl has to pay back what she made 500 million, she has to pay back 10 million.
That's
doing
my
great.
daughter-in-law you're talking about. Slow down.
That's your wife. Are you married?
Checking the ring.
Dude, I'm telling you, brother, you get that dual citizenship and a damn house.
This grinder watch out. Is killing it. Okay.
No, man, that's just fucked up. They ruin motherfuckers' lives, man. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
it's the same in our country.
No, so
wild.
you know what's, and I want to ask y'all this because it actually pertains to y'all, and it kind of gets back on track a little bit. So one thing,
It's a track.
I'm still trying to figure out how you're connecting the Hawk to a girl to the Purdue.
because if she has to pay back something and she pays back, she made $500 million. If she has to pay back $50 million, good for. I won't say good for her because she fucked people over, but like, she made some money.
She made it.
But Purdue fucked.
Why do I like her so much? I'm like,
No, you're not the only one. People
Okay,
like
cool.
her. She's likable. She's cool.
Doug, you're my boy right now.
She's cool.
He's saving me. No,
Just
what?
trying to get that Toby Keith fucking
Toby
off.
Queef. All right,
Toby
sorry,
Keith.
that was actually disrespectful. That what I said to R.I.P. But
Wait, Toby's dead?
yeah, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah. Hey.
Not your boy anymore.
Hey, let's drink. No, not pour it out. Let's drink one for
right,
Toby. For Toby.
Okay, for Toby.
All right, now what I was saying. What's so fucked up about the U.S., and I wanted to see if y'all have the same issue in Canada. One thing that's like super fucked up in the U.S. is pharmaceutical companies being like majority of the people that fund a lot of the media. And it's like you're saying take this, do that, X, Y, and Z. But it's like you're getting paid to fucking say that. Is that actually reporting the news? That's not real news. And that's one thing that I feel like a lot of Americans have woken up to and have realized is that some of the same shit. And I feel like it's corrupt as fuck. It's corrupt and it's nasty.
Yeah.
It's just there's just a bunch of stinkers. But like, do y'all deal with a lot of that shit in Canada? Because I don't know what Canadian media's like.
We don't have the same, like, you always hear people in the States talk about how, like, it's illegal in New Zealand on TV. Or no, the other way around. Only New Zealand and America are the places that it's legal to have pharmaceutical commercials, right? It's banned everywhere else. So
Yep.
in Canada, like, we're sensitive to it because we're in Canada during
We
the
have
week.
pharmaceutical commercials in Canada.
But not like in America.
Not like
when
in America,
we're in
but we
America
have them.
and you
We
like
have them.
lay down on the hotel bed and you got an hour to chill and you turn on the TV,
It's
the
45
first thing
minutes.
you see is a fucking pharmaceutical commercial.
Dude, the Super Bowl.
It's not like that in Canada. Like we don't see pharmaceutical commercials like that. But also I think the bigger problem is that we have like a cap in political donations. So like in America, that's the problem is that like pharmaceutical companies and the military industrial complex can just put as much money as they possibly want into political campaigns. We have like a cap. So it's not comparable in any way. Like if that was shut down and the amount of money put into politics was changed, then the whole game would change. It wouldn't be as interesting for people to go into because there wouldn't be as much money, but like the whole game would just change overnight.
I think we need to adopt the way y'all are doing it. I will say that the way y'all are doing it is right. I feel like there needs to be a cap of how much political advertisement there can be. Say like
You
you're
don't
running.
see it though, right? Like in Canada, you don't turn on the TV and see.
No, but
like
I think,
ask your
like-
doctor about like
No,
that's like the
no,
most
you do.
American
You do.
thing
Ask your
ever.
doctor
No,
about-
Ask your doctor about
Couple of beers.
Consider these side effects. Yeah.
Couple of beers.
bump.
Yeah,
You have to go to the
bump.
museum. Like try a couple of beers.
But you don't watch enough sports because there is a lot of pharmaceutical.
You're just watching
commercials.
the American station.
Yeah, well, then, no, it's Canadian. It's,
Dude,
I'm
are
a-
you an NFL fan?
I'm a hockey guy. I went to my first NFL game this year though.
What game?
Bills and Jets in New York. My brother's a
Dude,
Bills
Bills
fan.
fucked them up, huh?
They did. Well, it was like a flag game. They just flagged the whole time. Flag.
Yeah.
But the Bills won.
I love the NFL.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I know.
continue. Yeah.
I know. It's. I need an American coaster just so I can be on your team. There we go.
Thank you, buddy.
But I was just gonna say, I feel like, I 100% on like political contributions to media and to campaigns and all this, but also just the pharmaceutical like kind of reign on our health system and on our personal health. I think is just so overblown. Like I do drugs, but I don't take a lot of pharmaceutical or prescribed drugs like ever. And I feel like healthier than most of the people I know. And I feel like I choose to live a life that's balanced based around taking things like medicinal mushrooms, like proper food that's not completely filled, like that's not grown in factories, and just like obviously I eat tons of horrible food, but I consciously create a balance with it. And I just feel like everything in our, like if you go to the doctor and you're like, oh, I don't feel good, they're not going to be like, what have you been eating? They're just going to like prescribe you something that they're like getting paid off to fucking sell you.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the big problem with the whole thing. Like it's just our whole North American Western
So
society.
it's the same in Canada, though. when it comes to
It's
that.
not quite on the same
not
level.
as
It's
bad.
not as bad, but like honestly, like if you go in, like the majority of people in our country too are on pharmaceutical drugs, and a lot of those drugs are really important and they save people's lives, and I understand that. But
the opioid stuff is the same. We have the same opioid stuff.
Yeah.
It's just as bad. Like you hear the same stories. You injured your back at work. You got put on an opioid in the hospital,
And
and
then
then
it just-
10 years later you're addicted and
Exactly.
you live on the street. And like
Yeah.
the number of people we have living on the street in the city I live in Vancouver is shocking. And you have like American YouTubers coming up there on a regular basis doing stories about how fucked the opioid situation is in Canada. It's like we adopted the same like liberal drug policies where it was like, do whatever you want. We'll have safe injection sites. We were giving out free drugs. We decriminalized every drug in the province we live in British Columbia. And there's like, it's like,
Is this still the same?
it's still the same right now. It's like the worse than it's ever been. It's worse every single year, worse than the prior year. And it's like tracking like this. It's just getting worse and worse and worse.
Man, so the first time, and I hope y'all aren't like, yeah, we got to get up and get going tomorrow because we're deep in it right now and I'm loving this.
we're not.
No, we just have to go to Red Rocks.
We're good, dude. Yeah, no big deal. But we're doing Red Rocks tomorrow. No
Selling a
big
quick
deal.
meme coin at 11 a.m.
We're
downtown.
gonna pump and dump at 10.
No, so the first time I went to Vancouver, I was there with Liquid Stranger and
I already know where this is going.
not Liquid Stranger, Champagne Drip and Lucid. It was my first time in
Play
Canada.
Red Room.
Yeah, Red Room.
Yeah.
Yep. It was my first time there, and I was like really pumped to be in Vancouver. And I was like, this is a zombie town right now. Like,
Yeah,
like
you
it,
go through
and,
East Hastings in Vancouver.
and
it's shocking.
it shocked me because like I was living in Louisiana, and this was like my first time flying out for tours. I'd never seen anything like that. Now I've seen a lot more of that. I've seen Portland; it's even worse. But I haven't been to Vancouver in a while, and I'm sure it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the fact that you said that we're like Vancouver, because I remember I was like, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean
That's just what's so sad that could happen. Like
it's everywhere.
to
though.
think
It's-
that,
it-
but
it
it's
is
not
fucking-
everywhere when you travel the world. Like it's not. It's
a lot of
It's
pla-
like
it's a lot of
quite unique
places.
to North America, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
not-
really?
yeah.
So
not
I'm
in
gonna
the
be
same,
honest.
Not in the
LA,
same, like,
San Francisco, Vancouver. It's the
yeah,
it's the West Coast.
Portland.
It's the whole West Coast. Let's just be honest.
no, it's all over. It's all over the country.
No,
No,
so
you
I'm
can
a-
go to Philadelphia or whatever and see.
No,
the same
yeah.
thing,
So I'm
but-
gonna be honest. So like, I've only been overseas a couple times. I've been overseas to Canada. I've been overseas to Mexico. That's it.
Yeah.
So like,
Overseas to Canada.
yeah, dude. There's
That's going in the fucking highlight reel right there. That's amazing.
so
That's
like
the best
that's
thing
the
I've
only
ever heard.
time. That's the only time I've ever been overseas. You know what I'm saying? So like, I ain't seen because y'all been
Which sea did you travel
oh
to get
dude.
to Mexico and Canada?
The middle seat.
Oh, is it Gulf of America? I can't-
Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee.
yeah.
So went over Tennessee. Nick, that was fucking funny,
you
dude.
row?
I just spit when I said that, but I hope you realize how funny that was, dude. That was good.
overseas. I went overseas to Canada. What sea's Tennessee?
I hope you realize how funny that is, dude. That's so good.
That is.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Where was I? No, but like y'all been.
You've traveled a lot. Is
Yeah,
where
we're
you were.
talking-
No,
your
but I've only been overseas like a little bit.
Have you never been off the continent?
Yeah, to Canada, Mexico.
Yeah.
But like never
Don't
like.
tell them about Europe, Nick.
No, so like, what is it over there? Because you're like, because we were just like making a joke, but we're like the whole west coast of North America. Is it like that other places too?
I mean, it's not to the same level. Like
It's not
not
to that.
like-
It's not to that level. But I think that
it's not
the
even
disparity
close,
of
though.
wealth in our society is
No, but there's
it's-
disparity
yeah.
of wealth everywhere
Yeah,
you go. Like
exactly.
If you're talking about Europe, it's the same. Like we played in Europe for years.
He's been overseas.
Yeah, I have a British passport. Like I have multiple passports, family in England, and
No
like,
big deal.
Europe has its own problems right now, especially right now. But I'm just saying that like take Europe off the table. Just in general, there is places in the world you can go where you don't see people on the street in opioid addiction. Like they exist. There's lots of them.
Ibiza?
So yeah.
Ibiza, or
That's Betha.
yeah, Ibiza, or what I like to say, Hawaii. You ever been to Hawaii?
I mean, Miami, like
No,
JMO literally told me if I want to
Not Miami, dude.
if I want to hang out in Miami, he was like, you need to go to the fucking gym, dude. Like, you're not gonna make it in this town with that fucking body. I was like, and then I saw everyone, and they were just fucking jacked, like,
Dude.
just like I was like, holy fuck, like, okay, when's my flight? Like, I gotta go.
You know where the hottest people I've ever seen, and we're like switching subjects. Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, I love
has
Tempe.
has the hottest
You're
people.
gonna say like Sweden or something.
No,
No,
dude.
no.
I haven't been like over that pond, but like Tempe, Arizona. I don't know what it is. They have the hottest people.
And I didn't feel like I had to work out in Tempe either. I was like comfortable.
Hell yeah,
Maybe it
dude.
says something about me. I don't know.
It's because you're on
Big
stage.
Arizona guy.
Yeah, big Arizona guy, dude.
I love
You're a
Arizona.
snowbird. Spend the winters in Arizona.
Yeah. I spent New Year's there last year. It was great.
Fuck yeah,
I went to
man.
the Grand Canyon, man. It was awesome.
Hell yeah. I know we're all over the place
Yeah,
right now.
I think we should move on from like the depressing, dark, fucking, like, really like, it's hard to think about how we're gonna, like, I just think the only thing we got for like the three of us is just fucking music. Like, we gotta just like bring people together, good music, and like everyone's gonna disagree on shit, but when we all hit the dance floor, we're hanging out, we're having a good time. You know it. You just did
Dunks.
the tour. Like,
Dunks,
let's go. That's
you know
fine.
what? I
See?
like that fucking attitude,
Let's go.
dude.
Like, we could sit here. Like, we're not gonna solve the fucking world's problems on this
no, we're
podcast,
not. But
especially after like this bottle. It's getting messy.
no, Dunks, I like that. Listen, I love your attitude. The only thing I was trying to do was seeing what it was like in Canada compared
Overseas.
to overseas to Canada. I was trying to see what it was like overseas compared to the U.S.
It's
'cause
strangely similar.
It's strangely similar.
yeah. It's almost like we're like
neighbors,
landlocked or something.
But I will definitely fart.
landlocked. I thought I was going overseas, dude.
Get in the
Over
elevator with
Tennessee.
me. I'm fucking pressing every
But that's
button.
what I was trying to
and
say
farting on the
earlier.
way
Like,
out.
regardless of what your like political however you feel about Trump or Trudeau or the flavor of the month, like, we're all just the same people. Like,
What
we
is
all,
the flavor?
I don't know. It changes every month, but we all live on the
I
same
think we're just
continent.
looking at.
We're into the same thing.
He was flavor of the
And
month.
like,
Kyle?
Oh, what? He's flavor of the fucking year, dude. Look at this guy. Yeah. No, what's his name? Vance or whoever the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, JD Vance.
Oh, JD,
Yeah,
dude, those memes are hysterical.
And he's flavored up hard.
yeah.
He's in flavor country now.
He's in Flavor
Guy
Town,
Fieri.
dude. Yeah, I was about to say, where's Guy Fieri when you fucking need him?
Hosting a stage at Stagecoach.
No. Is he really?
Yeah, every year.
No shit.
It's called like Guy Fieri's camp out, and Diplo plays
Can
it
you
and
pull
shit.
up a picture of Guy Fieri?
Guy Fieri's Stagecoach.
Hosting
Let's bring
a
this
show.
full
Just
circle.
Because it's all recording. I just feel like this is the moment where Taboo makes the real internal devoted pact that he's going to be a Stagecoach headliner one day.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is
with
it.
Guy
Boys,
Fieri. With
this
Guy.
is it.
Back
Boys,
to
it's
back. Back to back set
dude,
with Guy
Guy
Fieri.
Fieri. Oh, hold up. All right.
Hey, that's too much for me to go.
Can't handle that.
I don't listen. Guy Fieri, he's been eating a lot of cheeseburgers. Yeah, I need a good 4 years.
He traveled overseas up to
I need
Canada
a good
few
4
times.
more years. Sorry.
Did you find Guy Fieri at Stagecoach?
Yeah.
I can't find any like photos of him at.
So fake
Stagecoach,
news.
but,
Y'all have
No,
that
it's
in
not
Canada
fake news.
too.
It's right on the poster.
Diplo
plays
Diplo
it
talked
and
about it.
everything.
If
yeah, the
Diplo-
celebrity
Diplo
chef has
would
been
make
part of the
anything.
festival since 2018.
Yeah, see, it's called Guy Fieri's Smokehouse. It's like its own stage.
Whoa, dude, are they smoking meats?
I hope so.
Dude, I'm
They
in.
better be.
Dude, I honestly.
That's like the best. I love when we go to the South and we're like, okay, we can get for some fucking. we're
Where's
going
your
for
favorite
smoked
place in the
meats.
South? Be honest, and don't lie to me. Like I'm not gonna be offended. Be honest.
Because you mentioned this earlier, but we played Buku Fest in 2016.
Yeah.
2016. But the best part is our friends came down with us. We rented this fucking awesome Airbnb, and then we went out on a gator tour. Oh
yeah.
And we had the fucking best host.
Pull up-
guy.
pull up
This-
that
this,
lineup.
This guy. 2016, yeah.
Buku.
Anderson Paak was there. I remember that because that was the first time.
And
we-
Mystical. Remember
Mystical
that? With Grizz?
Yeah, well, he's
They did
canceled.
like a set together.
Canceled
yeah.
now.
Mystical
Yeah.
canceled.
Yeah, I tagged him on a
Can
fucking
you,
thing.
can
and I
you
was,
pull up that too?
yeah, dude, it's I posted because we at Bonnaroo 2 years ago.
Bonnaroo, you sounded like you were from fucking my neck of the woods.
Actually,
when you said
I'm
that.
remembering Buku. Only time ever in history of 17 years of touring, we play our main set on that boat.
Oh, we
right?
left our bags.
Oh, it's
and
on the boat.
And we go
dude.
back to our Airbnb. We
left
have
our
all
bags
these
in
friends
the
from Canada with us. We were fucking partying, like wasted. And we're like, we have to do an after party set because it's Buku at
Where
like
at?
2 or 3 in the morning.
Where
I
at?
have no idea. No idea.
Republic?
It was we
idea.
went to the Joy
But
Theater.
all I
to see
know is
Grizz-
that,
to
all I
see
know is that
Grizz play
Grizz is
was
playing
Mystical.
with Mystical. So we're like, let's go there first
Hang on.
before our
What?
after party
Grizz and
set.
Mystical?
Yeah.
Hang
So
on,
we
hang on,
take
Nick,
a
Nick,
Uber.
No, hang on. You're missing a part of the story. We called an Uber XL, and she showed up in a fucking Dodge Charger, and we were like, we ordered an XL. There's 7 of us. And she's like, I don't give a fuck, boys. Are you getting in or not?
Yeah. So there isn't that much room.
Dude,
So
you,
we
you
asked her
guys
to
didn't have
pop
to get
the
a
trunk.
lift. You could just walk about 10 blocks.
No, it was far. It was far. But
We were
From the
our-
Joy?
No, we were going. We played our main set on the boat, right?
Yes.
Like in the evening. Then
Yep. From the
after
Airbnb.
we go back to our Airbnb, we're partying, we're wasted. We're like, we gotta go to our after party set, but we're like, our after party set's not till 2 or 3 in the morning. So we're like, let's go to the Joy and see Grizz first at like midnight or something.
Yeah.
So we take this Uber there. She doesn't have much room for us, so we cram in. So we're like, hey, pop the trunk. We'll throw our backpacks back here. We each have a backpack with our laptop because we're running like visuals and everything. We throw it in the backpack. She pulls up to the Joy. We jump out. She's like, you boys have a great night. Like, love you, sweetie. Like, that's the nicest woman.
Love you,
ever.
babe.
it's
Love
like
you, babe.
20
Love you,
minutes later.
baby.
20 minutes later.
20 minutes later. So we jump out.
We're in the line.
We're out in this line. I'm like, fuck, are we like on the guest list? Like, what's going on? We're in this line. We're like trying to figure out what's going on, making calls. 10 minutes goes by and I'm like, Dux, dude, where's your fucking backpack? And you look at me, you're like, where's your fucking backpack? And I'm like, holy shit. We left them both in the back of the Uber. And in credit to Uber, like within like 5 minutes,
This was
Uber
also, like,
support
it was
has
2016, so it was like
it's like early days Uber.
early Uber
has
days.
this
They're on
fucking-
top of it.
Has this woman on the phone. They're like,
I'll never forget her.
Yeah.
She says, I got your bags, boy.
Dude, that ain't the most New Orleans shit I've ever heard.
I was like, I'll fucking give you.
Zoom in a little bit.
I'll give you $100 to get the bag back. She's like, you don't.
Oh man,
she wouldn't take our money. She wouldn't take our money.
I was
remember
there.
this,
I was
like-
there for this entire
Yeah.
festival, man, and I didn't see y'all, and I apologize.
I don't see us either.
No,
so
we're
don't worry.
we're
2016.
There we are. There we are. VIP.
We're the
VIP
same size
Buku.
as Anderson Paak and the Free Nationals.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a little lower.
Yeah, shout
but
out
the same
Kid Love out in New Orleans, dude. Elenium out there in VIP.
Yeah. See, Lewis the Child,
Ele-
Funk Hunters,
dude.
Millennium autograph.
Elenium did in Power Field
Yeah.
here in Denver.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
2 nights.
Dude, that same year we played, what was the one at the Woodstock grounds?
Fucking
Mysteryland.
scroll out.
Mysteryland, and Elenium played right after us, and it was on the small pirate ship, and I remember seeing him at the fucking artist hotel and like chatting with this dude and just seeing that, like literally what you just said,
Crazy pretty
the
lights
fucking
live
field,
band,
like it's just so cool, like
Yeah.
just to see that, like, and I'm so like, I mean, I think as an artist you wanna, everyone's like, I want that, I want to go there, but I look at shit like that and I'm like, man, I'm pretty happy like the way things have gone, because
Yeah.
that would just be such a trip. I want to big my boy up here. You should check out the festival that he's been booking for the last 3 years. Pull up Rifflandia Festival in Victoria.
Did you book a music festival?
Dude,
Yeah, I
you
was
gotta-
on the phone
you haven't-
all day
you
today. Yeah.
You haven't even gotten into this motherfucker
Well,
yet.
dude, because we've been talking about Canadian and American politics.
I'm just gonna blow
Go
the
to
smoke.
past
Hey, Mitch,
lineups. You'll
Mitch,
see the
he
ones
runs
that I
a,
booked.
he runs
Yeah.
an agency. He manages 3 artists.
I know he's mentioned the
He's
manager.
he's got a record label and he's a talent buyer.
Nick.
I know. This is great.
Can I
And-
hold $1?
Yeah, hold up, and he's a dad.
Dude,
Daddy.
you're so hot right now.
Daddy boy.
Yeah, pull up this lineup, dude. I want to see.
Yeah,
what
you
the
know,
fuck.
check it out. The last couple years since he
I
stepped
took
in, it's
over
been
from
cool.
20 there. Those all top 3 are mine. So like that middle one, 2023 was an amazing lineup to book because that was cool. That was
You
the
had
first time.
you had Randy
Lord, Charlie
Marsh
Chick,
as
Cypress
the
Hill, yeah. But the
DJ.
this is we
Diesel.
brought Shaq came and did his first set. But go to that middle
This
one.
is small town Victoria. This is Vancouver Island, man.
No
This is,
shit.
Go line up past lineups.
My boy
That
Ahi
middle
just
one,
did Vancouver
This one was-
Island. He
this
said
one
it was
was really
insane.
sick.
this was a good one.
Iggy Pop, Diplo, Chris Lake from the Jewels.
Stephen Marley and Kaleo the last night were all
Yeah.
time.
Paris
Damn.
Hilton came and
Dude,
touched
Mark
down. It was
Ribier.
like- yeah.
Mark Ribier is the boy. I got to kick it with him one night. He actually cleared.
Have you had him on the pod yet?
No, but he cleared a sample for me.
We got to get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
My song "Spawn of Satan" is Mark Ribier on the song, and he cleared those samples. So thank you. That's actually the only sample.
The sample.
No, it legit is actually the only sample I've ever gotten cleared
Every other one is just
is illegal.
yeah.
Yeah. A-Track, Chromeo, dude, you booked all this shit?
Yeah, the whole festival. Yeah,
What's the festival called?
it's called Rifflandia.
Let's get
Rifflandia?
Rifflandia.
Rifflandia on Vancouver Island.
yeah. September. September.
So you're doing talent buying as well?
Yeah, not only that, we had like only Canadian show for Marc Rebier, only Canadian show for Run the Jewels. A whole bunch of these were like market debut plays.
A-Track, Dr. Fresh. I'm just 2 feet. I'm just
This is
naming out
good.
people.
Honestly, he's normally not so modest, so I had to step in here and fucking just
No, dude, fucking
blow the boy up.
keep doing
here.
it.
Let's go.
Dunks, let's go.
Let's go.
Dunks, I didn't know your boy was killing it.
You were giving
You
me
want some
too
more?
much, you were giving me too much love, man. You don't even know anything about this guy.
You just passed
Holy
it to me
shit,
like you
man.
wanted more.
Yeah, I'm just the fucking accessory to fucking slaying the podcast.
No, dude, you're killing it. What the fuck, dude? So you have your talent buying, you're managing. Are you doing agency too?
Yeah, we have our own agency called Midnight Agency. We have like 60 artists on the roster. Yeah. Yeah, we started it a couple years ago.
He's overseas
And,
now. Holy shit! Look at that mind
dude.
fuck he's having right now.
Overseas, Tennessee. Boys.
Yeah. Yeah, go to midnightagency.com. You'll see it. Yeah.
Ooh.
No big deal.
And B fucking D.
What? So you're a...
So this is pretty cool, actually. Here,
Yeah,
let me
Midnight-
tell the story. So,
and-
so during the
yeah.
pandemic, when everything fucking fell apart, like we were on. Actually, man, we as artists had a crazy transition during the pandemic because we just signed to a management company here out of Denver. We come down, had like some, big wig meals with our new managers, and we had some Canadian management. For a number of years, but they were just kind of not really connected with the electronic scene. So we just switched to that. We had this new management. We get a new fucking agent. We have a new agent on our team who's like, I'm not going to name names, but like one of the biggest.
I could probably name it.
The biggest fucking agents like in our scene is like sees us play at Red Rocks with Big G at the end of 2019. He's like on board. Like I was like, holy shit. And then March fucking 2020, everything just fucking falls apart. One after the other, right? And it was like management's gone, the agents are gone,
And we just did an entire direct support for Grizz.
Yeah, we
North
just done the
America.
Grizz. We just done direct support for Grizz. So we were like, and that's what all these things were happening for us. But then to go beyond just our project, our longtime Canadian agent, he gets laid off from his company. Our U.S. agent at everything's falling apart. And the point of this story is our agents in America, same thing. Paradigm lays off a whole half their roster. Like everything's just it. The point of the matter is everything was fucking falling apart. And what happens through it's like the phoenix rising out of the fucking ashes. And this guy
Jean Grey.
and this guy, beautiful.
Sorry.
This guy and our longtime Canadian agent decide to start up this agency, which that's my cue in, so Nick doesn't have to do it. So
And Nick, you joined them.
oh
boy. We're losing.
Remix.
I got you.
No, we're keeping that in,
These
dude.
Americans can't hold their booze, I heard.
Dude, I'll drink you boys under the table. Well, I'll go
He's almost in the Canadian club, almost.
I'll buy another bottle. I'll order it right now.
I didn't realize we were just going to get shit-faced with Taboo.
I'm having a blast, boys. I'm going to be honest.
Okay, wait.
But because of that, you're like, I'm going to join in on this fucking agency?
Yeah, I mean, I've ran my record label since 2013.
All right,
So
pause.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Name it.
Westwood.
Westwood.
My label. Yeah, westwoodrecordings.com. So I've been running
Pull that
that
up,
since
Kyle.
2013, and through that, started a whole bunch of other stuff. We have a Splice label. I started a management company. So I was already doing a ton of business stuff, and I had always joked with my Canadian agent we should start an agency because we have all these artists we work with that need help. And it was when COVID hit, that was when I called Grant, and I was like, if there's ever a time when shit falls apart, it's
Grant Grizz?
Grant Paley, who's my
Gotcha.
partner at the agency. He was our longtime Canadian agent, and when I started
Still is.
still is. And when I started developing other acts, I started signing them to Grant, and he was at like, there's only 2 agencies in Canada, really. He was at one of them, and he'd been there for like 12 years.
Pause.
And
He didn't get laid off.
Remember 12 years.
yeah,
What are the 2 major
Feldman
agencies?
and Pecan. Yeah.
Felency?
Feldman, yeah,
Feldman
and Pecan.
Pecan,
Yeah,
sorry.
there's 2 of them. Yeah,
One's
and
from Quebec.
they have like they're like the 2 agencies, and so it's just been like that for a while. And pre-COVID, there was a ton of smaller agencies all over, right, all over North America. There's a ton of them, and then when COVID hit, like everything went to shit and everything was falling apart, and people were like consolidating and letting people go. And so I said to Grant, I was like, if there was ever a time to start an agency, it's now. Like when everything falls apart, that's actually like opportunity. People think about it as the opposite, that like everyth's going to shit, but it's actually like the greatest time ever. And it would have been
Bye.
yeah, it would have been really difficult to start an agency.
Yeah,
when,
you work for BlackRock. Sorry, continue.
Well, it would be difficult to start an agency when active touring is happening all the time. But it was like, let's start an agency now while touring shut down. We can like figure out, talk to the roster, move whoever we want over, sign them. And so I like silently worked on like building this company and agency for a couple of years. And then when COVID went away and touring came back, we just kind of popped up and we were like, hey. And so now we're like the 3rd agency in the country, essentially.
Dude, let's go.
There's a ton of smaller agencies. There's other ones. But like in terms of like the main agencies in the country, we're like the 3rd now.
They're kicking ass.
And
They're
we have
let's
like,
go.
yeah, we have like,
Let's go.
yeah, we have like
It's
60.
Nick,
like,
cheers
yeah.
me.
It's epic.
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
epic.
We have like our head office is in Toronto. We have like staff.
I don't know
across
how
the
y'all
country.
do it up there, but
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
cheers,
yeah,
you sip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have staff across the country. We have
Almost
like over
kicking
60
ass.
artists. We rep like there's a bunch of artists we rep like in North America as well. So we have like a partnership with some agents in the States, and we rep acts in the States. So yeah, we started that a couple years ago. So yeah, I run the company with Grant, and we have a team, and it's spread out across Canada, and it's awesome. Yeah.
So this will lead to a great question. So with you doing talent buying for a festival agency, are you managing artists as well?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So you're doing X, Y, and Z while also
No. A, B, C, D, fucking X, Y, and Z.
Oh, so we just skip the rest.
I don't know.
But,
it's
like-
insane. It's insane because this is the thing. I've worked with this guy for over a decade, and I've just witnessed this, and it's been the coolest. Like, it's so cool, and now to see it, like, I've had a crazy week. Like, I'm like a hardcore fucking DJ, and like I have basically 3 projects now, and I've been on the road for the last 6 weeks, and I'm like, man, I'm fucking tired. And then I look at him, and then I'm like, oh, but you're a dad. So I can't say
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I got nothing on this
So we-
guy. Like I just like fucking put it all down.
So
man.
you're in a
Like,
band, you're doing Funk Hunters and
and I do some solo shit too.
solo shit as
yeah,
well.
Yeah. And I live on the island, and I sauna a lot. So
Okay. Yeah, he
it's
fishes.
blood, sweat, and tears, man.
He also fishes on occasions.
Yeah.
But like you're doing all of this on top of being a touring artist. Where does the like production come in place? Like how does that balance come in hand right there?
Yeah, it's hard. I didn't make much music last year, just with like my son being born and running the companies. But this year I am. I've been in the studio a ton this year.
You were in the studio last night, dude.
Yeah, I was in the studio last night. I was in France a month ago with Chris Geringer, who's like one of the top mastering engineers in the world, just like doing a week-long mastering course with him, just getting re-inspired to like be back in the studio, because that's what I love. Like I love mixing and mastering and producing, and we have a 6 studio in Victoria, so that's one of my loves, and it'll always be there. But I think like a lot of the other business stuff I've been doing was like just it's something I've always wanted to do, and I wanted to be in a position where I don't have to be on the road. So it took me like
That's where I
took me
come in.
17 years to get there, right? But like I wanted to have, we got married a couple years ago. We had a kid this year. Like that's something I've always wanted to
Miss
do.
your ring.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's
It
beautiful.
has the-
I'm not talking shit. That's a beautiful thing, buddy.
It has
Congratulations.
has our wedding date and like a diamond engraved on the inside.
Cool fun fact. So Charlie Tuna, who we're doing the set with tomorrow, he was their wedding officiator.
Yeah, he married us.
And it was
He's playing Red Rocks with y'all tomorrow?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're doing a set. It's
We're
not
not
really
doing like a normal set. We're doing like a Funk Hunters Charlie Tuna set tomorrow.
Let's go.
And
I
we-
can't wait
yeah.
to see this,
Yeah,
dude.
Charlie's just
With
the
all this
best human
backstory,
ever.
I'm going
Yeah.
to be so much more invested.
Oh yeah, well it's cool.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck
Well,
about
it's
the
great.
rest of the lineup.
I mean,
at this point.
You're gonna bring a Canadian flag, I heard.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll fucking.
I traveled overseas for this shit.
I'll say I love governors or no.
Your dad's in the background shooting his gun off.
Yeah. The show's over.
Red Rocks.
Yeah, he ain't coming.
Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, we're tomorrow's Funk Hunters and Charlie Tuna, which is awesome because we've been like making music and touring the world with Charlie for like
Nine years
about
now.
a decade, and we haven't done a set with him in almost 2 years. So I'm super excited. In fact, like he came and married us, and since then I haven't done.
You
a set
sound like
with
you're
him.
talking about us. When
Came
you
and
say
married my wife, and
like, fuck, dude. Like,
He does.
we got married.
Married us.
I'm like,
Duncan
holy
and I
shit,
got
man.
married on a small
I was like, I was
island.
bigging you up, man. I was blowing you a little smoke, but like,
What island is this?
pull up his hot wife. Pull up his hot wife.
I don't want to. Yo, if you show me a woman, I'm gonna be pissed.
But no, I don't. We haven't.
Tennessee's off the
we were
table.
supposed to do a show with Charlie in Joshua Tree in the fall, and then it got canceled.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. Charlie's like one of our favorite.
Are you familiar
humans
with
ever.
like Jurassic 5, Charlie Tuna? Like, you guys listen
Did
to
you say
rap?
Jurassic Park? What'd you just say?
Yeah, I didn't think so. You don't get much rap music down in Mississippi, do you?
Actually, that's what I grew up on.
Oh yeah.
What you know about
3-6 Mafia.
Ah! What you know about 8 Ball and MJG, dude?
Gotcha.
Al Capone, dude. Shout out Al Capone out in Memphis. I've had him on 2 songs, brother. I've been listening to him since I was a child.
So what episode of the podcast are we on here?
This will be 186.
Damn, dude. I've been thinking about having a podcast myself, but I don't want to like join the.
Do it.
Yeah, no.
No. Stop. Can I stop you?
Okay,
Can I
well-
interrupt you? Can I completely make
you're
you
gonna
shut
answer
the
my.
fuck up?
You're gonna answer my question because I was gonna say, what's the advice for someone who hasn't started a podcast?
No,
but
dude.
already know
I
what it is
think
now.
Get a
dance
Kyle.
music. Kyle?
Get a Kyle.
I can't afford him.
I
know what you're paying. I can't. My mouth isn't that big.
I actually can fit my whole fist in my mouth. Kyle only showed me his dick like twice. He didn't make
Kyle,
me put
pull
it.
that up.
Pull that out. But honestly, like I've had like other producers and shit hit me up, but like thinking about starting. I'm like, dude, we need this.
Yeah, I just
Like think about other industries, comedy, NFL. Y'all might not know about that, but like that was kind of a joke, but y'all didn't laugh. Whatever. But like NFL, rap music, all that shit. They have such big podcasts. Where it's not just one or two; it's a bunch.
Yeah.
I think the dance music scene needs more podcasts because it's a lot of fucking. You think about it, you're like, who wants to listen to a bunch of fucking DJs talk?
yeah.
But like once they start talking,
Yeah, we've hit some gold. It just took us a while.
bro, it's interesting.
You got to dig, man.
Dude,
Up in the Yukon, man. That's up in the one of the northern territories. It took them a while to find gold, but when they did, motherfuckers got paid up. Let me tell you, they went straight to Tennessee and fucking.
Oh, we
they had
started
themselves
gold in here,
They
you
went
heard
and hit
me?
the barbecue down there.
I said you heard me. That's so Louisiana. I was trying to make it sound Canadian. That was stupid. But dude, start a podcast.
Yeah, no, it's on the list. It's gonna be a few years. I gotta just get the ducks in a row, but and
Dude,
probably
buy
start touring.
2 or 3 microphones.
Yeah, I like
That's all you
that.
need.
I was really impressed when I went. I was in the sauna last night, and I put on the episode with Sokka, and it quickly became not like sauna material for me, but I was really impressed with the video aspect. I was like, oh, you guys fucking. And then I met Kyle, and it all made sense because. Yeah.
He showed you.
Dude, we're trying, man. Like, honestly, like, when you think about, like, music industries.
I don't think I've drank this much with Nick in a long time.
Dude,
This
we're
is-
drinking, boy. I'm pouring more. This bottle's done.
I can't wait for like the highlight reel of all the quick clips.
Dude,
Like,
it's gonna be
that is gonna be how it starts. So it's gonna be like, this bottle's done. Welcome to the fucking podcast.
Thank you for giving me Cliff Notes because I'd make the edits. And
Yeah,
sometimes,
you got that.
yeah, mark that, Kyle. No, but like not talking shit. Like dance music, just music in general. I don't want to say music, but specifically dance music. And dance music branches off to all these different fucking genres. Where we're in funk, trap, bass music, whatever it may be, there's 3 that I can name. Yeah. The more there is, the better. You have an album, you have a tour, you're in town, X, Y, and Z. All it does is promote everyone. It helps everybody.
It's bigger than that. Like we've talked about so many different things tonight. Like when I listened to the last episode of Saga, you guys didn't talk about fucking music. That's why I was like, I'm sweating. I'm in the sauna. You guys are talking about like politics and shit. I was like, I gotta come back to this,
history.
History, but the point is like it's not just about dance music. Like I think, and that's why it was like fun to kind of know like what, I know what this motherfucker does, and you don't know that. So like sitting here for an hour and a half, and I'm like, okay, I gotta like we're talking about festival lineups. I'm like, I witnessed this guy like book some of the coolest, most diverse lineups in our country over the past couple of years, and he's standing right beside me, and I love that like you're not, and I know like he's a pretty cocky dude, but he's just sitting here like cool as a cucumber, and I'm
so
like,
cool.
And I think that's really interesting for people who don't know about that, and that's music related, but then also we're talking about fucking, going overseas.
Amen, brother. Tennessee. No, you're not wrong, brother.
That's important.
2/3 of this podcast, I had no idea how fucking, dude, how busy. You got a son on top of it all.
Well, good.
He's having
Boys, this has been fucking awesome.
It's been great.
We got 2 things left. We got some fan questions.
Oh,
Love it.
Before we get into them.
You actually had some questions from the ether?
Nah.
We do.
All right, Kyle, what do you got? What do you got, Kyle?
It was from
It's AI.
It was from the Ethernet. Before we get into the Ethernet questions, Kyle, you have anything you want to ask?
I do.
Funk hunters.
I have 2. I'm going to go with this fun one here. If you could get away with breaking one rule forever, what rule would you choose not to follow anymore?
Easy.
Easy, go.
Law of gravity, I'd fucking fly.
No. What is it? A law or a rule?
It's a fucking. I'd fucking
It's
break.
physics?
I'd break the fucking.
Motherfucker, Superman, your question, dude.
I already answered it. I'd fucking fly.
I'd just abolish bubble gum. I think it's pointless. It doesn't go anywhere. It fucking pisses me off. I don't like gum.
Are you a Zombies Black Ops 6 fans? Sorry.
What? No, I don't get the reference. I think I didn't answer the question properly. I just like I started to think about things that I don't like. And I was like, I fucking hate gum.
What's a rule that you hate to follow?
Oh yeah, okay, good question.
That would be the one that you would break
Oh yeah.
forever. Like, is there a rule at TSA where you're just like, fucking God, this slows me down. I just wish I could break this rule forever. I wish it didn't apply to me.
My dick out. Not the TSA.
Yeah.
Period.
Imagine an airline where you could opt in to not have any of those things.
Yeah.
Your dick out?
No, just like an airline, like for people that
No
travel all the
communication.
time, where there's no announcements. You just sit down
That'd be
in your
pretty
fucking
sweet.
seat and the plane takes off.
Yes,
Like when you're on a
dude.
private jet, you
Yeah.
just sit down, the plane takes off, and you're like, you can do that? Like there's no fucking announcements and
Like
safety
when you're on
fucking
a private
announcements?
jet, he's on a fucking private jet every
No, but
weekend.
that's like,
Daddy boy.
imagine,
fucking hitching a ride. Nick, don't leave without me.
but imagine a fucking airline where you just get on the plane, put your luggage in the thing, and sit down, and the plane takes off.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine.
Yeah,
It's hard to
this is a privilege. We're talking about privilege rules here. So for me, it's like, why can't we just fucking smoke at the bar? All right, like
Sure. Fuck yeah.
No, so like, dude, I did a
Smoking
plane
in the DJ booth.
So I used to take this airline from Memphis, Tennessee to
all the way across the ocean to
Tennessee. But no, I actually would maybe cross over Tennessee if I'm looking at the map correctly. But I'd go from Memphis to Arkansas, and it's called Southern Airlines. 0 TSA, 0. You ain't got to check
Carry
your
a gun.
Yep. Yeah. My dad had his gun on him, and
Daddy had a gun.
Yep, he did. My dad had a
Brother
gun.
had a gun.
My dad had a gun.
My dog had a gun.
No.
My dog flew the plane. Rover was a great pilot.
All right, I'm going to run this week. You guys out of
Jesus
here.
Christ.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Alejandro calling from Puerto Rico. I recently met Kyle at the Revenue School show at Mission, and I met Taboo at the Bowl Theater. Snapped a pic with him, and he said he wouldn't miss a chance to take a picture with Riff Raff, which is hands down the funniest thing I've ever been
You look
called.
like Riff Raff.
But I just wanted to say that I appreciate you both for taking the time, you know. Anyway, my question for you guys, what's the best and worst interaction you've ever had with a fan? And for the Funkmasters, what makes Shambhala stand out from other festivals, and what are some of the things that you recommend checking out? That place has always been my dream fest, and I need to make it happen one day. So anyways, that's all I got. Thanks, y'all, and as always, fuck Taboo.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out Alejandro,
Taboo,
dude.
man.
Dude, I'm so glad he called.
He calls every weekend, doesn't he?
He doesn't. This is actually the first time. I think this is his first time. I ran into him in Boulder, and he's like, "Can I get a picture?" And he legit looks like a short riffraff, like
He
a
said
short,
that. He said,
like a
it
short
checks out.
Mexican riffraff. And I said, "How can I say no to riffraff?" But
He had a question for the Funkmasters.
for you know what he meant. But like best and worst interactions with the fans.
Oh my God, we got some good ones.
I would take part 2 of his question.
Yeah, I'll go with the. I'll go with
Yeah.
the best. I'll just jump on the best because I want to. This will perfectly finish with the fucking Canada beating the USA hockey team. But we had this fan during the pandemic. I started streaming on Twitch a lot. He was busy starting an agency. I was just DJing on the internet, so it was like same kind of thing, and built up a big fan base. And this one dude who was on there, he was like Nick from Saskatoon, was like his Twitch handle, Saskatoon Nick.
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon. It's a city in Saskatchewan. Yeah, they
Next to Regina.
Yeah, the city that rhymes with fun.
Yeah.
No, I know all these
Yeah,
cities.
okay, good.
that
I'm
you're
just
talking
making
about.
sure you're in the loop. Anyway, so shout out to Nick because he last year, him and his partner, they came out to every one of our shows on the tour, every single fucking one.
show.
And it was so cool. We even there was like shows where there's only one flight between the two cities, and like he was on the fucking flight with us. And then I did some solo gigs at the beginning of February. And I showed up for the first one, and he was there, and I was like, "What the fuck? This guy's everywhere." And he's like, I'm here for you, bro." And he's like such a chill motherfucker. I finally were like partying after the show, and I was like, "All right, Nick, I'm giving you my number." And he's like, "No, I don't want your number." And I was like, "Okay, I'm definitely giving you my number now," because like that,
Yeah, because you don't take no for an answer.
No, just yeah. Nice. Anyway, so he's like, "I'm coming on Friendship. I'm coming to Friendship." And I was like, "Okay, I'll see you there." So we get to Miami last Thursday, the day of the Canada-US final game. And I go to find a bar. J-Mo he was there. And I have a bunch of other Canadian friends, and we all meet up at this bar. And we get there, and who's already at the fucking bar? Saskatoon fucking Nick.
Let's go.
And he's in a fucking green Canada jersey that they made for the World Juniors to complement their only sports team, which is the CFL, the Canadian Football League. It's a thing. You can Google it.
I know Johnny Manziel played for y'all.
Yeah. And so he had a green Hockey Canada jersey, and then he printed McDavid's fucking name on the back, who ended up scoring the overtime winner. And it was just such a cool moment with like some guy who's been like a big supporter, a dope fan, and someone who's like respectful. And like he's there at every show, but he's a fucking homie. And I just gotta say, like, shout out to Saskatoon Nick, and Canada fucking took him down in overtime. So
They did.
yeah. Anyway, that's a positive one. I mean, the negative ones, I feel like we've gone over.
Listen, you don't have to hit
yeah,
those.
yeah. And I'll let Nick
Listen.
touch on what makes
Shambhala.
what was
What makes Shambhala so special?
what was his name though?
Alejandro?
Alejandro, Puerto Rican riffraff. Shout out.
Yeah,
Alejandro.
Puerto Rican riffraff, dude. If your fucking Instagram handle isn't that, you're failing.
Let Alejandro know why Shambhala is different from the others, Nick.
Oh man, I mean, we talk about this so often. It's
Into the microphone.
It's
You big stupid idiot.
I'd say the number one reason is because it's totally independent. There's no corporate sponsorship or ownership. The stages aren't
Purdue.
branded by anybody, and they build the they build these same stages year after year after year on one piece of property, and nothing else happens there festival wise. So they can like the infrastructure just gets bigger every year, and there's really nothing else like that. Like that's totally independent. That's not owned by like a Live Nation or an AEG or something. Like it's actually owned by the people that started. It's been going almost 25 years, and like that in itself, kind of like
26,
you can extrapolate
26
from
year.
that to like all the other reasons that makes it cool. But that just makes it so unique. Yeah,
Well said.
yeah.
Well said, dude.
Yeah.
What
Was that your first? Was that your first Shambhala this year? Second. I saw you there. I said hi to you, but you didn't know who I was. So you
I
like
didn't.
you looked at me like I was like a Canadian riffraff or something.
I said,
take a photo.
I said you're Canadian. Ooh.
What stage did you play?
Village.
Yeah, the village.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't there, but I knew that.
I'm glad you knew because I was about to say Fractal Forest, which was not right, but I know that stage name because my VJ builds that stage every year. So,
Who's a VJ?
Cam?
Austin Breckenridge, shout out Breck.
Austin Breck.
Yep.
Yep, Austin.
He's my boy.
Yeah.
You know him?
I think so. If he builds his fractal, then yeah, he's
Every
a
year?
fractal crew.
He's my boy.
Cool.
But yeah,
Do you
the
employ
village.
cheap Canadian labor?
All right, it's time,
Nope,
it's time
nope.
to wrap this one up.
I met him in New Orleans. He's getting New Orleans cheap labor
Yeah, what's about to be 25% more expensive for you motherfuckers.
for y'all motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, sorry. For
Any-
us motherfuckers.
Anyway, boys,
Ain't that true though?
that has to be the end. Anything you want to tell the fans?
No, thanks, brother. It's great.
Yeah,
It's
Hey,
great to be here.
dude,
Yeah.
it was so fucking awesome meeting you dudes. I've had one of the
Kyle.
Hey,
Cheers.
Yeah.
yo, this is-
J-Mo.
J-Mo, this has been one of my favorite podcasts in over 4 years of doing this.
No fucking way.
And it's with some goddamn foreigners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let the internet know you invited these foreigners into your house.
Hey.
Oh, dude, I ain't telling my dad.
Hey, Taboo, we're big fans, so thanks for having us on
Hey,
your fucking podcast.
I'm big
Thanks
fans,
for having
dude.
us at your goddamn
No,
house.
I'm massive fans. I cannot wait to see y'all play tomorrow. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the lineup. I'm there for you guys and you guys only.
Well, good, because you're getting fucked up the minute we're done. We're going to let you see the rest of the lineup.
Who's driving my girlfriend home? We don't know. Kyle, are you free? I'm kidding.
No, he's not.
I know. He's got a girlfriend. Gay. Anyway, anything you want to tell the fans? the
Honestly,
listeners.
just go and support your boy Taboo for giving him every fucking penny you got. This is America at its best. And as a Canadian, all we got to say is we are second.
This is the clip. This is the clip.
I'm gonna get fucking canceled by every single
No, you're not,
person.
dude. I won't use that as a
In
clip.
everything but hockey is what you're trying to say.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
and
love
everything.
I love and respect fucking y'all so much. I love the country of Canada. I talk a lot of shit. I love Canada so fucking much. You guys rule. You guys are the type of people that make Canada so fucking awesome. And I just want to let you guys know, thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks for having us.
Hey,
It's been great.
Kyle, thank you.
Thank you,
JMO,
buddy.
thank you for driving them home because they're fucked up. So am I.
Hey, I think we're good to not talk on the podcast anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get off this podcast and start. See y'all next week.